Come on, man! Take.
How can a
How's everybody doing? Okay, good. Happy Saturday. Let's end this poll. What do y'all want to waste money on betting in the first half? Let's see. Y'all missed yesterday. I hope y'all get it right today. Over 23.5 points in the first half. All right. Yesterday y'all took the under and it went over. Today you're taking the over. You're trying to make up from yesterday's bet. Y'all got some nerve on you. All right, here's what we'll do. $50 on y'all's comment section bet, over 23.5. And if y'all hit, then we'll roll it over and we'll do the same thing on the second game, but we'll make it $100. Then if y'all hit the second game, we'll roll that over and do a $200 bet on the third game. And we'll see if y'all can go 3 for 3 today. Black, bud. But don't play online roulette unless it's a real wheel on a video feed. Don't play digital roulette online. I'm just, fair warning on that there. How's everybody doing? Y'all ready? Who y'all got in this one? Who's winning? Is it gonna be Texas A&M or Miami? Who y'all got in this one? I'm on the home team again. Of course, that didn't work yesterday, did it, Oklahoma, man? Oklahoma can't win a playoff game to save their life, can they? What's going on with that? What's the problem with Oklahoma, for real? Good Lord. 0-5 lifetime in the playoffs? Boy. Wouldn't you get lucky and win 1 out of 5, even if you're not any good? I mean, hell, Alabama's not any good, and they won yesterday. How come Oklahoma can't win when they're not any good? I don't understand. They're making their picks on game day. Dez goes with Miami. Saban goes with Miami. Herb Street and the guest picker, Alex, took A&M. Pat McAfee, I'm guessing about to take his shirt off, but he's choosing Texas A&M. So 3-2 on game day in favor of Texas A&M as far as the woozy picks there on game day. I guess the 50 Cent mascot doesn't help. Yeah, they had 50 Cent come out at halftime, and was he rapping or telling P. Diddy jokes? I don't know which. I had it on mute, but I'm assuming he was either rapping or telling P. Diddy jokes. I honestly don't know which. I honestly don't know which he was doing, but it had to be one of the two. I need to adjust this camera a little bit too. Hold on a second. Let's go there. And hold on, let me do one more thing here. What else? Hold on. Y'all need to calm down. Calm down. Hold on. I'm working on it. Give me a second. Jeez. What am I looking for? There. Let's try that. That might be a little better. All right, how's everybody doing? We ready for some football today? Good. Jake posted he has a broken jaw from the fight. Yeah, have you seen the x-ray? Broken jaw in 2 places. Broke both sides. He got knocked the fuck out. Nobody fake won the fight. That was a real one. That was a real one. And Jake Paul got his ass beat. The Uncle Lou team just shut out an SEC team 41-0. That same SEC team took Wait a minute, what? I don't even know what you're on and on about there. The least surprising outcome was Jake getting KO'd. Yeah, he had no business. The referee was right to stop that fight when he did too, because Jake Paul was about to get permanently hurt if they didn't stop that fucking thing in the 6th round. That 6th round was brutal. No, you're not technically tardy because the game hadn't started yet. What's up, Disney Dog? Good to see you in here, buddy. Thank you, OSU man, for the super chat. I appreciate it. Getting ready for kickoff here. Texas A&M and Miami. I'm on Texas A&M -3, and the comment section bet is over 23.5 points in the first half. ACC is better top to bottom than the... Holy shit. You think the ACC... Are you trolling or you really believe that? It's a little early in the stream for that elementary of a troll attempt, which leads me to believe you might actually believe that, which is even worse. Which Beck shows up? Laser Beck or INT Machine Beck? Yeah, well, which Marcel Reed shows up? Same question for A&M. It does feel like whichever quarterback doesn't turn the ball over will win the game, doesn't it? Marauder thinks it's going to be sloppy. Where's the Bama-Oklahoma video? I took it down. I privated it. Well, I didn't take it down, but I put it on private. It may or may not be back up tomorrow. I'm waiting to find out. Carson pick day? You think Carson's going to throw some INTs today? What's Texas A&M going to do about Malachi Toney? That little slot receiver for my boy, that guy's good. I love watching him play. That Malachi. He's one of my favorite players in all of college football, that Malachi Toney. Was it offensive? Was what offensive? I hate the ROTC program. Go Canes. It is an ROTC program. They, of course, are not a service academy. You got in trouble with the sausage people? Well, I can't get in any trouble, but they didn't like the team asshole hat. And they demanded that I remove the team asshole hat to do the videos today, and I told them to go fuck themselves. I'm not for sale, so. I took the video down because I'm not giving them any more advertising until they pay me. No, it had nothing to do with YouTube. The sausage company wanted me to take my team asshole hat off for the streams today. I told them no. Cost me $3,000 to tell them no. They were paying me $1,000 per stream. But I'm not for sale. So all you people who type all the time about corporate sellout every time somebody has a sponsorship, how about hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel? You want the streams to stay this way? Or do you want this stream to turn into every other stream on the internet? PG, fucking watered down, no cussing, can't call a team garbage even though they are. You want this channel to turn into every other channel? If you don't, if you want these live streams to stay the way they are and you want this channel to stay the way it is, then hit the thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Then go tell your neighbor to subscribe too. All right, Texas A&M has taken the field. We should be underway here momentarily. Michigan man says, how did that bum Kenny pick Arizona State over us? He's a retard. Michigan is better in every way. He's not a winner anyway. You talking about game picks on College Game Day? I stay hitting the thumbs up. YouTube, biatch. Thank you, Brett Brown. Yep, you've been here a long time, Brett. Good morning, friends. Hit the like button, everybody. Thank you, Joseph. Yeah, y'all make sure you hit the like button. 120 thumbs up. That better get to 200 quick. Because here's the thing. Without the fucking sausage people, I can shut this thing down whenever I want to. So y'all better hit the thumbs up. All right, come on. Let's play some football here. Let's get going. All right, there we go. Who's the sausage people? Doesn't matter. Lou, I don't know what's going on. I'm sick too, like you a couple of days ago. I don't know if you have what I have. I was down bad for about 2 days. No energy, felt like complete shit. That lasted about 2 days. The last couple of days, like I feel fine today. I feel almost 100%. I am still a little stuffed up, though. You can probably tell the way I'm talking. I sound a little nasally, probably. But, so I'm still a little stuffed up, but I feel a lot better today. And yesterday, too. I still might have to mute the stream a couple of times to blow my nose. I don't want to subject y'all to that, but I feel pretty good. I feel pretty good. Michigan man says, no, Dillingham signed an extension like a bum. Oh, you wanted Dillingham? Well, they're getting Whittingham, I guess, then, because DeBoer's not going, is he? Now, in the first half yesterday, Alabama fans were willing to drive Kalen DeBoer to Ann Arbor. They were ready to pack his house up for him and drive him out of town with the fire DeBoer speeches. But miracle comeback from Bama, and I guess now DeBoer's the best coach in America again, and they're going to keep him. So I don't know what Michigan's going to do if Dillingham turns it down. I guess Kyle Whittingham's next on the list. I actually think Kyle Whittingham would be a great hire for Michigan. Get them through just the next 2 or 3 years. They need to just clean the plate. They need to start fresh there at Michigan. Clean house, top to bottom. Everybody that was there in the last 3 or 4 years, from the Connor Stallions shit through the Sharon Moore shit. Get rid of everybody, including Ward Manuel, the AD, from the top down. Start over. Bring Whittingham in. He's a dinosaur. He's 67 years old or whatever it is. Give him a 3-year deal. But you ain't got to worry about no scandals or nothing with Whittingham. And he's got an extremely high floor. It's not like Kyle Whittingham's going to come in and win 4 games a year. I mean, that guy knows what the fuck he's doing. Look what he's done with Utah talent over the last 10 years. Probably be a pretty good hire for Michigan. Fuck the sausage company, go Canes, says number 1 fan of the U. Nothing but peckers and snouts anyway. Roll Tide, says Scott Rickett. Congratulations on your win yesterday, Scott. Hugh Freeze to Michigan? No. I mean, that'd be the worst hire they could make given the scandals that have gone on there. Notre Dame, Daddy Bowles gonna go off. I don't know what that means. PJ Fleck to Ann Arbor. If you can pry him away from Minnesota, isn't he a Minnesota man with the row to boat routine? I don't know if the row to boat routine will work in Ann Arbor. This is dumb. We are the best program in college football history. We should be able to get whoever we want, including Ryan Day. Well, what you think y'all should be able to do and what you actually can do are way far apart, buddy. Committed says, props to A&M. They are loud, no fake noise. Yeah, Tennessee is the only stadium. Tennessee and Mississippi State are the only stadiums I know of that have to pump in fake noise to make it loud. All right, here's the kickoff. A&M's going to get the ball first. The kick sails out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So Marcel Reed and the Aggies will take the field first on offense. Just underway here in the second of 4 first-round playoff games. This game, of course, played in College Station, a home game for A&M. Home field advantage didn't work out yesterday for Oklahoma. We'll see what A&M can do with it here today. Oklahoma State uses fake noise. They do. I don't know that. So there maybe. I don't know that, though. I know Tennessee and Mississippi State do. Time till kickoff, about 45 seconds ago. First and 10, Marcel Reed in a shotgun with 4 wide, throws behind the line of scrimmage, caught, has room. Near a first down, gain of about 9. 2nd and 1 now for Texas A&M. One of those quick little hitch passes behind the line of scrimmage to the wide receiver that everybody hates. Except for every offensive coordinator in the country. 2nd and 1, back to throw again. Overthrown and incomplete. Would have been a first down. Sailed it over his head. 3rd and 1 coming up now for the Aggies. Oklahoma State hits their wall with these paddles. It's really loud. Lou, did you hear Jake Paul broke his jaw? Yeah, in 2 places. I've seen the x-ray. Yeah, broke it in 2 places. We never cheated, never proven, says the Michigan man. Yes, you did cheat. The whole Connor Stallions thing was cheating, bud. Third and 1. On the 34, shotgun again. Got to be a running play here, right? Snap. Yep, they hand it off. And he barely got it. I mean, barely. 1st and 10, Aggies at the 35. DeBoer to sign record extension with $1 buyout. What? Did you ever watch the Connor Stallions documentary? I watched some of it. It wasn't worth watching. It was a waste of time. First and 10, 14 minutes to go. First possession of the game. Off left tackle, picks up about 5 yards with some help from the offensive lineman pushing the pile there. 2nd and 5 coming up now for Texas A&M. Game just underway. 13:45 to go in the first quarter. This is the first possession of the game. Brett Brown, what's up, buddy? He says, Florida never getting off the we're back list. Well, if we live long enough, they will. Now, for some of us, no. Some of us will die before that happens. It's just the natural order of things. But I do think at some point, Florida will get off the we're back list. One of these teams is getting off today, though. Both of these teams have been on the we're back list for years, of course. The winner of today's game gets off that list. What's up, King family? Says, good morning, Lou. Merry Christmas to you and your family. Did you get the Memphis helmet I sent a while back? No. I don't have a P.O. box anymore. That's the problem. I think people were still sending stuff to the P.O. box. I moved like a year and a half ago, and my P.O. box was paid up through a certain time, so I let it ride. But the P.O. box that I had before is way on the other side of town now. There's a closer one. And the post office, so I don't have that P.O. box anymore. So it should have got sent back to you. There's a flag down on the end of the play after A&M picks up what would be a first down, but let's see what the flag is. Oh, no, it's not a flag. A mouthpiece ended up on the ground. It looked like a flag. So another first down for A&M with 13 minutes to go. Marcel Reed back to throw. And picks up the first down. Yeah, that was a mouthpiece, not a flag. All right, 1st and 10 on the 45. Play action, pass complete behind the line of scrimmage. Good defense from Miami. The safety came up and made the hit right at the line of scrimmage. No gain. 2nd and 10 now for Texas A&M. Committed says, props to A&M. They are loud. Thank you, Committed, for the super chat. Thank you, Brett Brown and King family as well. Ohio State Sacrificial Lamb Bowl. Yeah, winner of this game plays Ohio State in the, what bowl game is that? Is that the Peach Bowl? Not a service academy. No, Texas A&M's not a service academy. They just pretend to be. Hey, Lou, over under 2 INTs for Beck today. I'll take under. I'll take the under for Marcel Reed, too. Both have interception problems. I think they've thrown the same number of interceptions this year, Reed and Beck. And they both throw them in pairs every time they throw them. 3rd and 6 coming up for A&M. Almost at midfield. Reed back to throw. Sits in the pocket. Nowhere to go. Now it's going to run. And he picks up the first down. Needed 6, gained about 8 or 9, and they are into Miami territory now on the 43, 1st and 10 A&M. Under, but if he throws one, he will throw 3. Yeah, that's the thing. It's either going to be 0 or 2 or more. Neither one of these quarterbacks is going to throw 1 interception if their pass is any indication. Pass complete. Can't get away from the tackle, though. Gain of about 5 or 6. Going to be 2nd and 4 for A&M now. Coming up on 11 minutes to go in the first quarter. Aggies are going to be the national championship whoop. There's a lot of trolls in here. It's low-level elementary style shit, too. Like under the age of 14. 2nd and 4 now for Marcel Reed. Shotgun, motion, snap. Throws behind the line again. Miami's ready for it that time. That's going to be a loss of about 3 or 4 yards. Going to be 3rd and long coming up for Texas A&M. Thank you. Jolish says, can Ecrit sausage be used 2 days in a row, or is more one and done in that? Need to know for Ole Miss Tulane. No. Can't be used at all, actually. Third and 7. Marcel Reed in a shotgun. Let's see if A&M can keep the drive alive. They're on the edge of field goal range right now. 3 wide to the top, 1 to the bottom. Shotgun with a running back. Waiting on the snap. There it is. And they're going to hand it off. And that goes nowhere. Might have gained a yard. It's going to be 4th and 6. And it's time for either a long field goal attempt, or they're going to have to go for it. They're kind of in that no man's land there. Go Dogs, Lou. Hope all has been well, says UGA fan 17161. All good here, my man. Hope everything's good with you. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. All of that. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with ESPN's website, but the scoreboard's not updating. It's the same thing yesterday. So I'll probably just take it off the screen rather than y'all having to type about it all day long. Let's see what Beck's got today. I'm 52, living in the basement, waiting for my mom to make me some tomato soup and grilled cheese sandwiches. I believe that. ESPN on the don't know what they're doing list. Yeah, their app normally auto updates, but yesterday it wasn't doing it. Now today, again, it's not doing it. ESPN scoreboard seems to be as usual as the ESPN app the last couple of days. Indiana's average point spread in their 9 conference games was 17 points. I don't care about any of that. We love being the underdog. They wrote us off after the SEC championship. Well, yeah, they wrote you off because you played like shit for 6 weeks in a row. I believe the Green Wave will shock the Grove. That would be a shock. That would be a shock. Ole Miss beat them earlier this year, 45-10. So it would be a massive shock to me anyway if Tulane won that game. Jacob, thank you for the super chat. As a Texas Tech fan, I was curious about your thoughts on our future matchup versus Oregon and hopefully Indiana. I want to see what Oregon looks like today. They need to get some wide receivers back. That's going to be a tough game for Texas Tech. I don't know that they're not going to shut Oregon out like they do BYU and Utah. Oregon's just too good on offense, I think. And so I don't know if Texas Tech will be able to score enough points. But I think Texas Tech's really good. I'm not a Texas Tech hater. I think they're a legitimate top 4 or 5 team in the country. And that defense is going to keep them in every game they play. It just feels to me like eventually they're going to get outscored by somebody, and that might be Oregon. I'll be curious to see what the line is on an Oregon-Texas Tech game. My guess is that Oregon will be a 3 or a 4 point favorite. Yeah, Indiana's good. Indiana's a legit contender to win it all. I think it's either going to be Ohio State, Indiana, or Georgia that wins it all. I think those are the 3 teams that can win it. Imagine being a fan of a team that can't win a playoff game. Even Notre Dame fans aren't down that bad. Yeah, Notre Dame finally won a playoff game last year after going 0 for lifetime before that. But Oklahoma, man. 4th and 6, A&M's going to keep their offense on the field. They're in field goal range on the 38, but they're going to go for it here. Well, A&M just jumped off sides. False start on Texas A&M. Can't go for it now, and they can't kick a field goal. Unless they were drawn off. False start. That's bad. 4th and 6, and you get a false start at home. That's bad. They were on the edge of field goal range, too. Had lined up to go for it. Now they're going to have to punt it. That was not good there from Texas A&M. That was bad. Quarterback with the hard count and the clap and trying to draw the defense off sides, and instead he tricked his own offensive lineman into a false start. And now they're going to have to punt it away, try to pin Miami deep. There's the punt. That's a good punt. Inside the 10-yard line, goes out of bounds at the 8. So Miami will have the ball backed up inside their own 10-yard line. A&M picked up a couple of first downs on that first drive, but then it bogged down. They had to punt it away. Get our first look here at the Miami offense. Carson Beck, the quarterback, the Georgia transfer. Miami will have the ball 1st and 10 on their own 8-yard line after the commercial break. Here comes the pick 6 machine. Well, these quarterbacks have the same number of interceptions. I know there's a lot of Georgia fans that just hate Carson Beck because he left Georgia, but Carson Beck's played really good the last 4 or 5 games. Valtard man enjoying women's ball today. This team looks shaky. The play calling was trash. What are you working with? Regenerative theory. Thank you for the super chat, Jolish. Progressively weirder and weirder as the day goes on, I'm sure, but I do appreciate the super chats. Can't throw picks if you run the ball. That's a great point. That is a great point. Was it, wasn't it Vince Dooley, the old Georgia coach? Of course, for decades, Georgia didn't throw the ball hardly at all. In fact, when Georgia won the Natty in 1980, by beating Notre Dame, by the way, I think they had 1 pass completion the entire game. Is anybody, I think I'm right about that. Can anybody confirm that or look that up? When Georgia won the Natty in the Sugar Bowl by beating Notre Dame in 1980, they had 1 pass completion. And they used to ask Vince Dooley about it all the time. And Vince Dooley would say, when you throw the ball, there's only 3 things that can happen, and 2 of them are bad. Well, football was different in 1982 than it is now. And, of course, Georgia had Herschel Walker running the ball 35 times a game. Herschel Walker also played that entire game with a dislocated shoulder, didn't he? Buck Belue was 1 for 13. Yeah, I thought that was an accurate... thought that was an accurate stat. All right, 1st and 10, Miami. This is their first possession of the game. Carson Beck, 34-5 in his career, over 10,000 passing yards. Most of those wins and yards came at the University of Georgia in 23 and 24. Transferred to Miami this year. Boy, it's got to be loud backed up in that end zone right here. 1st and 10 from the 8. Beck in a shotgun motion. Snap. Throws complete behind the line of scrimmage. Gain of about 3. One of those quick little hitch passes. It's going to be 2nd and about 7. Just past the 10-yard line. Florida is going to run the wishbone next year and turn back the clock. They're willing to try anything, aren't they, Florida? 2nd and 7. Snap. Handoff this time. Has a hole. Close to a 1st down. And it looks like it is. Gain of about 7 or 8 that time. 8.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. This is Miami's first possession. Texas A&M got the ball first, picked up a couple of first downs, got out to midfield. Drive bogged down. They punted Miami deep inside the 10. Miami picks up a first down here out near the 20, 18 or 19 yard line. 1st and 10 Miami. 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. Still no score. Malachi Tony and a Wildcat. A fake reverse. Malachi Tony's going to keep the ball, but not a lot of room. Might have gained a yard or two. That's it. Miami tried a little trickeration there. Didn't work. 2nd and 8 coming up now for the Hurricanes. I bet this is different for Carson Beck because Georgia's offensive line is better than Miami's. No. Georgia had a terrible offensive line last year, and Miami's got one of the best offensive lines in America this year. So it's the exact opposite of what you said. Back to throw now. Carson Beck complete out in the flat to the tight end. Good defense, though. Tackles him right away. Gain of about 3. 3rd down coming up for Miami. Miami has 3 offensive linemen going to the NFL. Well, that's this year, but all 5 of these guys are going to get drafted. That's 5 NFL players on that offensive line right there. That's probably the best offensive line in the country, Miami's. And Georgia's offensive line last year was the worst it's been in at least 10 years. It's better this year, Georgia's, but I don't think it's as good as Miami's. Beck back to throw on 3rd down. Over the middle. Incomplete. Thrown behind a wide receiver. Not a good throw from Beck there. 4th and 5, and Miami will have to punt it with 6:33 to go in the first quarter. So each team's had the ball once. Each team has punted once. A&M will be getting the ball back here off of this punt. Where's Burgle? Right there. In the chair, right there. Here comes the punt from Miami. They get it away. Not a good punt. Goes out of bounds around the 34, 35 yard line. 38 yard line. Not a good punt. Angled it out of bounds. Eckridge Sausage told me I had to take off my team asshole hat, and I told him no. So the Eckridge Sausage thing is over. This is going to be a good game, hopefully. I hope, because the other 2 might not be. The other 2 might not be. So I hope this one is. Sheree says, Lou, I guess I am a 5-star dummy. Well, people have been accusing you of that for a long time. Normally, I take up for you, but in this particular instance, Sharice, yeah, that was kind of a 5-star dummy take there about those offensive lines. But, look, they can't all be bangers, Sharice. You can't be right all the time unless you're me, and you're not me. I'm calling this the Rudy couldn't beat either of them with a bye week. Reheated pad thai may be better than fresh. Well, it can't be worse because pad thai is horrific. So it can't be worse reheated. It can only be better or the same, I guess. There is no sweepstakes for this game. That ended. They got mad because I wore a team asshole hat yesterday and told me I had to take it off for the streams today. I told them no. I told them to keep their money. So there is no first team to score deal or whatever like there was yesterday. And I privated the video from yesterday because I'm not giving them any more free advertising. Well, not free. They're going to pay me for yesterday's streams, but in order to do the 3 today, they wanted me to take the team asshole hat off and not cuss, and I told them no. Told them to keep their money, so. If y'all want to keep this show the way it is, if y'all want to keep these live streams the way they are, then you need to make sure you're subscribed to the channel, hit the thumbs up on all the videos, not just this one. Share the video out, get your friends to subscribe, shit like that. If not, I'll just have to turn this channel into the same half-melted bowl of vanilla ice cream that every other college football channel is, where you know, fake ESPN analyst, where you can't cuss and you can't call a team garbage even though they are. You can't say the word retard. I'm not doing that. You have to remember. And apparently they didn't remember. They apparently didn't remember that. So, yeah. A&M picks up about 6 yards on first down. I got to fix the camera now on this one. Hold on a second. There you go. Pass complete, makes a man miss, picks up a first down across midfield. So A&M right back to where they were 5 minutes ago, just inside the Miami 50. Let's see if they can do something with it this time. 5.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Roger Woods are better anyways, hashtag Roll Tide Roll. I'm not going to talk shit about their sausage or whatever, but I mean... Uh-oh, wide open over the middle, big gain all the way down to the Miami 30. A&M in business now. Look, here's my philosophy. I don't go around begging people to sponsor this show. I don't contact anybody. If you want to sponsor this show, you need to watch this show first and know what it is. I'm not going to change what I'm doing or do something different or not say this or not say that or not wear this hat just to promote your fucking sausage. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. So before you come to me wanting me to promote your brand, you better spend a few minutes watching some Uncle Lou videos, because what you saw yesterday is what you're going to get tomorrow. I'm not just going to stop doing it because you give me money. I'm not going to do that. Now, is it hard to do that? Yeah. Would I love to have that $3,000 a week before Christmas? Yeah, I would. But I'm not turning this channel into the same channel. There's a million other channels anybody can go to if they want to hear about how great everybody is. I'm not doing that here. If I wanted to do that, I'd have 500,000 subs, and but I'm not doing that. I'm just not doing that. So that's just what it is. I told them no, and I privated the video because I'm not giving them any more free airtime. So, whatever. Did A&M fumble that? That looks like a fumble to me. That looks like a fumble to me, y'all. That looks like a fumble to me. I wish it wasn't. I mean, I bet on A&M to win the game, so I don't want it to be a fumble, but that looks like a fumble to me. I don't see his hand ever start to go forward. Lou ain't a sellout. I respect that. Hey, thank you for the super chat, Greg. I appreciate it. We're humans, not robots. This hallway monitor censorship has ruined all avenues of entertainment. Well, look, I mean, I can respect a brand not wanting me to do certain things, but don't come to me then. Go to somebody, go to Mark Rogers or go to Josh Pate or one of those. Like, I'm not that. And I told him straight up. Yeah, I'll tell you what I told him. This is word for word what I told him. It's the company's responsibility to know who they're doing business with. I didn't reach out to you. You reached out to me. Word for word. So I told him, no, I'm not taking off the team asshole hat. I'm going to, if I want to, you know, if somebody does or says something stupid and I want to call them a retard, that's what I'm going to do. You don't have to sponsor this channel. That's fine. But I don't want to turn the whole stream into that. I want to watch football. I'm sure Eckrich sausage is great sausage. I'm sure it is. And that's a great promotion they've got going with the free national championship game tickets or whatever it is. But I'm not going to change everything I do so that a handful of people will go to the grocery store and buy Eckrich sausage. I'm just not going to do that. Well, you're going to miss out on that sweet sponsorship money. Yes. Yes. Cost me $3,000. Trick play. Incomplete. They handed it off to Malachi Tony, and then he threw the ball downfield, but it's incomplete. Going to be 3rd and 7 now for Miami. Sorry about the sausage censor. We love you for who you are. God bless you for your authenticity. Thank you, Jolish. Corporations ruin everything. They are used to controlling people with money. Yeah, look, I get it. If they don't want that, that's fine. But again, I didn't go to them and say, hey, will you please sponsor my channel? They reached out to me. Before you reach out to somebody to promote your product, do 10 minutes worth of fucking research and understand who it is that you're asking to promote your product. If they would have said something beforehand, you know, hey, please don't wear the team asshole hat. We don't want cuss words associated with our brand, blah, blah, blah. Then I could have made a decision beforehand. Do I want to, you know, because it's not, I don't wear the team asshole. I didn't purposely wear the team asshole hat yesterday. I mean, I could have just as easily put this hat on. I mean, I've got 70 hats in there, but they didn't do that. They didn't do that. So, you know, I didn't wear the team asshole hat just to see if they would get mad about it. Sometimes I wear this hat, sometimes I don't. But I'm not gonna not wear it because you tell me not to. That's not gonna happen. Keep it genuine. We come here for LouTube. I appreciate that, man. That means a lot. That means a lot. Cristobal not wait until the second half for the bad timeout management. Yeah. Not timeout management specifically, but yesterday in the Alabama-Oklahoma game, I don't really understand what Oklahoma was doing in the second half, especially after they fell behind. They're so slow paced. It felt like Oklahoma wasted a lot of time. Bad clock management, not necessarily with the timeouts, but just clock management. This is the we kept Notre Dame out of the playoffs bowl. Notre Dame fans crying when all they had to do was win. Yeah, that's all. I mean, cry all they want. They lost to the only 2 playoff teams they played. Their second best win of the year was against Navy. They were 1-2 against ranked teams. And they chose to not play a 13th game that could have potentially given them another big win and a path to the playoff. They didn't deserve to be in. Shout out to Hillshire Farm. They would have you keep your hat on. Yeah, I don't want to get into a, you know, Eckrich is terrible and everybody else is great thing. I just, that's what happened. So that's why we're not doing the thing today that we did yesterday with the whoever scores first deal. Who remembers the movie Junction Boys on ESPN? I do. Well, that was a long time ago. I remember that one. Team asshole is your brand. Right. I'm not, yeah. I'm not gonna, I'm not going to throw away my brand to promote your brand. I mean, it's just, I'm not going to, whatever. Why are people butthurt over the R word? I'm literally diagnosed autistic, use it all the time. I'm suddenly not retarded because we decide it's a bad word. Again, if they come to me ahead of time and they say, hey, we want you to do this, this, and this on these shows, but we've noticed that you wear a team asshole hat and that you say the word retarded. Could you not wear the team asshole hat when you're doing our videos? And could you not say the word retarded when you're doing our videos? Then I would make a decision. Okay, maybe. And go from there. But to do it after the fact, and then, after I've already done the first one, no. Another one of these passes behind the line of scrimmage on 3rd and 6 goes nowhere. 4th and 6, Miami will have to kick it away. I want to take a minute and thank the soldiers in the stands at the Texas A&M game. Yeah, that's awfully nice of the soldiers to take the day off from preparing to invade Venezuela to show up at this Texas A&M game and act silly in the stands. That is nice of them to do that. A lot of football being played around midfield in this game, but something seems to happen to these offenses once they get to midfield and they keep having to punt it away. Miami's doing it again now. A&M fair catch called. Fumble. I think A&M got it back, though. Wow, A&M called for the fair catch but muffed the punt, but he got a lucky bounce and he was able to jump right on it. A&M avoids disaster there. They'll have the ball backed up inside their own 15 here. First half over, not looking good. Yeah, it looks like the comment section is going to be taking another giant L, unfortunately. I am going to hit a bet on a pointless... Do y'all care about the bets I make on basketball games? Do you even want me to tell you, or just nobody gives a shit? I always tell you the bets I have on the game that we're watching, but do you want to know about the basketball? All right. I'm a huge degenerate. That's not breaking news. This game here, Oakland and Michigan State. I took Oakland plus 12 in the first half. Oakland plus 12 in the first half against Michigan State, and you can see they're tied at 32 with 2 minutes to go. So I'm going to hit that bet. So that makes up for the comment section bet if y'all lose. The comment section bet, if you weren't here for the beginning of the stream, we did a poll. The comment section bet is over 23.5 points in the first half. Marcel Reed takes off running, first down, and then scoots out of bounds around the 25-yard line, keeps the drive alive, 1st and 10, A&M. Crystal Balls is going to tricky play his way to a loss, isn't he? I don't know. Defensive battle right now. Oakland has a college. Actually, I think that team made the NCAA tournament one year, last year, or the year before. And I think that's not Oakland, California. I think that's actually in Oakland in Michigan. Does anybody know that? I think that's in Oakland in Michigan, not the Oakland, California that you would think about. How'd you see Oakland hanging close? I didn't. I don't know anything about college basketball. That's the thing. Betting on games is a coin flip. It doesn't matter how much you know about college football or don't know. It doesn't matter how much you know about college basketball or don't know. Betting is a coin flip. I just do it for entertainment. I can't name one college basketball player. Not one. Now, by the end of the year, I'll know a few because I do watch. Once the college football season ends and I need to get my sports fix, I will watch some college basketball if I'm betting on it. So I'll learn. Like last year, I knew Cooper Flagg at Duke. I knew what was the point guard's name at Florida. I knew his name. Now I can't remember it now. And somebody, the guy, there was a little small guy at Alabama. I knew his name. I'm forgetting that name now too, though. So I'll learn a few names in college basketball by the end of the year. Reed running for his life, throws complete to the tight end out in the flat, but only picks up about a yard. Yeah, Mark Sears, that was the one from Bama. And what was the one from Florida? Yeah, Walter Clayton. Yeah, last year I knew Walter Clayton, Mark Sears, and Cooper Flagg. Gay for Uncle Lou. In here, buddy, nobody cares about your sexual preference, I promise. Nobody gives a shit, one way or the other. Gambling is a sin and a parasite on our society. Well, sins are individual, buddy. What's a sin to you doesn't have any effect on me at all. I don't care what you think is a sin or not. I couldn't, in fact, I couldn't care less. Miami has more fans at this game than any of their home games. That's probably true. That's probably true. Is Uncle Lou cool with the gays? Why are there people that aren't? Are there still people that just have a hard and fast rule? I don't like gay people. Are there still people that are that way? Dang. That's sad. That's true. If I don't like a gay person, it's not because they're gay. If I don't like a gay person, it's for some legitimate reason not to like them. I don't give a shit who adults sleep with as long as they're both adults. I couldn't care less. Doesn't affect me at all. Brett Browns says Lustradamus. I hope so. I hope so. I'm down for the week, so I need to make some money today on the betting shit. I don't like people who hate people without knowing them. Yeah, there's a word for that. What's it called? As long as they're both adults. Lou loves everyone. I love everyone until they give me a reason not to. Commercial break in the game. Make sure you tune in for the Michigan-Ohio State basketball game. You're going to love it. Well, I'm pretty sure Michigan's going to beat the shit out of them. What's your bet on this game, Woo? I've got Texas A&M -3. The comment section has over 23.5 points in the first half. So those are the two bets. Does Tulane have a shot, Lou? They have a shot in that every time you put a helmet on and take the field, you have a shot. But I don't think they have a good shot, no. Lou got blue hair under his hat. I don't have any hair under this hat. How many points does James Madison score? $17? Between 13 and 17? Tulane may hang with Ole Miss in the first half, but depth will take over in the end. I do think losing Lane Kiffin will affect Ole Miss, but I don't know if you'll be able to see it in this game against Tulane. A&M's lined up to punt again, which is really all we've seen so far in this game outside of the one turnover that led to a punt. 4th and 11, they get the punt away. Fielded at the 30 by Tony. Returned out to the 34. Good coverage for A&M. Malachi Tony can be a dangerous punt returner. They did a pretty good job of bottling him up that time. 1st and 10 for Miami. Tulane money line. Well, Joe, you're on a roll with the Bama bet. You're playing with house money there. Ole Miss 55, Tulane 10. Says Taser. Florida has an Asian on their basketball team named Xavier Lee. I do know, I don't know his name, but I do know Florida has that one player that's like 7'4" that can dunk without jumping. Manziel was supposed to be on game day, but got too drunk and canceled this morning. What a loser. Dude's a mess. Is that true? I didn't even know that. Is that, can anybody else, has anybody else heard that? Is that true? And that's who Diego Poverty has hitched his wagon to. Alex Caruso was the guest picker. James Madison plays Texas Tech. There's no way that's true. I thought Manziel was sober. I don't know. Some people are saying it's true. I mean, I guess we can check Twitter. Everything you read on Twitter is true. Manziel. College Game Day said last night that Johnny Manziel would be today's celebrity guest picker, but now the graphic says it's Alex Caruso. I wonder what happened. Johnny Manziel missed College Game Day because he was out in Miami the night before is the most Johnny Manziel thing ever. 12 years later and nothing has changed. Carson Beck got sacked and fumbled, but Miami jumped on it. Johnny Manziel's Instagram story the night before he was supposed to be on College Game Day's guest picker for his former school's first playoff appearance. Johnny Manziel's Instagram story last night. Oh, that's probably why. He was at the boxing match. Unfortunately, and I know this from experience, unfortunately, when you have a reputation for certain things, it's hard to escape that. So whether or not the reason is that he got drunk or whatever and missed, that's what people are going to assume. There was a big hit on that punt return. A&M lucky to hang on to it. 13-19 to go in the first half. Still no score. A&M with the ball back here. 1st and 10 on their own 30. They're in a pistol formation here. Spencer Reed. Marcel Reed waiting on the snap. There it is. They're going to play action. Good protection. Going deep. Has a man wide open. What a catch. Oh, no. All right, we're going to have to watch this. He bobbled it, then caught it, took a couple of steps, and then fumbled it. It looked like a catch. They ruled it a catch, but we're going to have to look at it again. Hits his hands, bobbles it, catches it. 1, 2, 3 steps, and then a fumble knocked out. That's going to be a catch. That's going to be a catch. 1, 2, 3 steps, and then it was knocked out. 1st and 10 on the 11. They keep it on the ground. Nowhere to go. Might have got to the 10. That's it. 2nd and 9 now from the 10-yard line. First scoring opportunity of the game here by either team. A&M did get into field goal range earlier, but a false start knocked them out of field goal range, and they ended up having to punt the ball away. But this is the closest anybody has got to score in here. 2nd and 9 now for Texas A&M on the Miami 10-yard line. Shotgun. Motion. Snap. Back to throw. Reed in the pocket. Steps up. Scrambles out to his left. Throws incomplete. Intended for the tight end near the goal line. Out of reach. 3rd and 9 now. That was a drop. No, he caught it. He bobbled it, then caught it, took 3 steps inbounds, and then Miami punched it out. It looked like a catch to me. Good morning, everyone. Thumbs up and props to Lou for keeping it real. No BS. Sucka sponsors. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. Y'all just make sure you're subscribed and hit the thumbs up. That's all I ask. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel and hit the thumbs up. That's all I ask. Back to throw on 3rd and 9. Caught, but tackled immediately at the 5-yard line. Going to be 4th and 4. And you need to kick a field goal here. Now, let's see if they do some dumb analytics shit, but you're supposed to kick a field goal here. Okay, they're going to make the right decision and kick the field goal. Points hard to come by. You got a chance to take the lead at home. You got to do it. I hate the U, but good to see them back relevant, says Brett Brown. Yeah, first trip to the playoffs for either of these two teams. Miami's been in the ACC for 21 seasons, has yet to win it. A&M's been in the SEC for, I believe, 12 seasons and has yet to win it. The field goal is up, blocked. That was a bad kick. I don't know if that was blocked or he kicked it into the line of scrimmage. That was not a good kick. I got to see the replay, but this was a really low kick. Well, fuck. That's no good. I want to see this kick again. That was a terrible kick. Yeah, it was blocked. Low, real low kick, but it was blocked. Both teams are allergic to points, says Charcoal. So far, that's definitely the case. Definitely the case so far. Our Notre Dame fans watching this game. Well, some of them on Twitter are pretending to boycott the playoffs, but we know how that we know how these fake boycotts go. Worst game of the day. Well, it's the worst game of the day if you like points, because you're going to see a lot of points in the other two. Because Ole Miss is going to score a bunch, and Oregon's going to score a bunch. Reports are we are going to hire in-house Biff Poggi. If that's true, that's horrible. That is absolutely horrible if that's true. They need to get rid of everybody that was there during the Harbaugh and Sharon Moore era. They need to get rid of that. What that tells me, if they're really hiring Biff Poggi, what that tells me is that they can't get anybody to say yes to that job because it's such a mess there, if that's true. Go Gypsy, chat pick down bad, and Elko found every ounce of weight I lost, says Slim Shady Canes. If I'm Michigan, I'm going after Glenn Schumann. These teams don't want to get off the weird backlist. Thank you, Shane, Justin, and Slim Shady for the super chats. I appreciate that. If Miami wins, 2 SEC out before the Big Ten plays a down. If Texas A&M wins, the SEC has 2 wins before the Big Ten has any. See how that works? Nobody wants to live in Michigan, though. Well, I definitely don't. Too cold for me. Too cold for me. If it goes tied 0-0 to overtime, neither team gets off the we're back list. I hate to see Michigan be on we're back list in future because Dero down, they don't deserve it. They said it's windy at Kyle Field. The only wind is all that hype about this game. How is this game not living up to the hype in your mind? Wasn't the hype about this game that it was going to be a close game? Like, if the score was 20-20, would it be a great game? But because it's 0-0, it's a terrible game? Here's a good run from Miami, gain of about 17 or 18 yards. Their best running play of the day. The over first half does not look good. No, the comment section is going to go 0 for 2 on their playoff bets. NIL and RevShare says some of y'all are dumb. I'm going to unfortunately have to agree with that. Yeah, I'm going to unfortunately have to go ahead and agree with that there. We did win our basketball bet, though. So that's good news. Let's see, what's the next pointless college basketball bet we can make? Second and 11 now for Miami after that loss of a yard on the last play. They're on their own 29. Motion, snap, handoff. Has a little hole, but only picks up about 3 yards. Going to be third and long now for Miami. Very conservative play calling here for both teams. A&M did have that one deep shot that they connected on. Other than that, though, a lot of dinking and dunking and running plays here in the first half for both teams. Third and 8. Let's see if Miami can pick it up. Beck in a shotgun. Now he comes up to talk to the center, and he's going to have to take a timeout. That's Miami's last timeout. Miami has now used all 3 of their timeouts with 9:28 to go. No, delay a game. Did they not call it in time? I guess they didn't call the timeout in time, and they're going to get hit with the delay a game. So it's going to be third and really long now for Miami. And boy, this crowd is going nuts. Look at all those G.I. Joes. All right, line to back up. Beck in a shotgun. Flanked by a running back on either side. Third and 13. Snap, back to throw. Complete behind the line of scrimmage to a tight end for a gain of 4. Nowhere near enough, and Miami's going to have to punt it away on 4th and 9. Are you doing a Patreon stream at some point now? No, because I already told everybody for the last 2 weeks I would do them on YouTube today, so everything on YouTube today. Miami's offensive line is terrible. No, it's not. Miami's got probably the best offensive line in football. Is Georgia QB back next year? Yes. I mean, he could go pro, but I don't know why he would. I don't think he's an NFL quarterback. So he should be back. Fair catch called and made for Texas A&M on their own 27. 8:16 to go. First half, still no score. Hate to hear no Patreon stream. Yeah, well, I mean, I've been telling everybody for 2 weeks that the streams would be on YouTube today. So I'm just going to stick to my word, even though the sponsorship thing is what it is. But I'm not gonna go back on what I said I would do. But there will be a lot of Patreon streams over the next 2 weeks with some of these more interesting bowl games and the next round of the playoffs on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. The Patreon stream is a nice break from the retarded comments. Believe me, nobody appreciates that break more than I do. But I don't want to go back on my word. Lou, your free streaming of college football got me interested in sub. Hey, I appreciate that, man. That's all I ask is that if you enjoy these streams, subscribe and hit the thumbs up. I don't want to turn these streams into the same streams that everybody else is doing. I want to keep them the way I have them. But in order to do that, I need everybody to subscribe and hit the thumbs up. If not, I'm going to have to water this down like everybody else's channel is. I'm getting a little hungry too. I'm thinking about maybe a couple of pimento cheese sandwiches for lunch today. You know, I'm on my own. The lady left me, so I got to fix all my own food and drinks and shit today. Normally, she helps me out with that. But this weekend, she couldn't be bothered. Where are the wings from? The wings are from A-Town Wings, a place here. A-Town Wings is the name. It's a chain, so they might have them everywhere. I'm not sure. There's 3 or 4 locations around town here. A-Town Wings. Gonna see if I can make the Slob Olympics this year. You should, man. You should. Nashville. Lemon pepper. I do dry lemon pepper and then tossed in mild sauce. So it's a combination lemon pepper, mild buffalo sauce. We have A-Town Wings in Tuscaloosa. You should check it out if you haven't. I think it's my favorite wing spot. No one wants to be back, Lou. Yeah, so far, it looks like both teams want to stay on the We're Back list. But, you know, somebody has to win, which means somebody has to lose. So somebody's coming off the list. We'll figure out who it is by the end of the game. A&M 1st and 10. They keep it on the ground for no gain. Biggs Mike, thank you for the super chat. As a Michigan fan, I currently hate my life. Pay Lou. Who are y'all going to end up with? It looks like a no on DeBoer. It looks like a no on Dillingham. Who's it going to be? Kyle Whittingham? I won't have Mrs. X-Wing with me. We are getting a divorce. Hey, congratulations, man. Congratulations, bud. I know you're probably upset about it now, but you'll come out the other side, my man. On the ground. Gain of about 8 that time. Gonna make it 3rd and 2 now. Connor Stallion's brother is a good option? No, he's not. Lou, you got to get wasted? Why? Why? Lou didn't get a divorce, did he? Yeah, in 2012? Hell, I don't even remember anymore. 2012, I think. Breaking news. A flaming bag of shit announced as Michigan's head coach. So they're going back to one of the ones they had before? Are you and the lady married now? No. No. I've already been married once. I'm not doing that again. 1st and 10. A&M gets loose on the outside. Gain of about 7. One of those hitch passes again, but was able to make a couple of guys miss. Gets upfield for a pretty good gain, but it's going to be 4th down now. Made a couple of guys miss. Shoestring tackle probably saved the 1st down. 4th and 3. I don't do New Year's resolutions. If I want to change something, I change it immediately. I don't wait to do it. So I don't make New Year's resolutions. A&M has to punt it again. Returned from the 20. Got some room now. Across the 30, 35, 40, 50. He's gone. Oh my God. Shoestring tackle. I mean, by a fingernail. Saves what would have been a punt return for a touchdown, but Miami's going to have the ball in the red zone. Boy, Malachi Tony is good. Malachi Tony is so good. I love Zachariah Branch. He's probably been Georgia's best offensive player this year, and he's really good. Malachi Tony is better. Look at that fucking speed. And then look at his tackle. I mean, a touchdown. Look at this. Wow. Boy, he's fun to watch. All right, 1st and 10 on the 25. Let's see if they can capitalize here. They keep it on the ground, but only pick up a yard. Gonna be 2nd and 9. Auntie BA leaving during the season is totally unacceptable. Feed my Uncle Luke. Yeah, I know. Up and goes to Orlando for 4 or 5 days. The nerve. The nerve of that lady. Left on Thursday, be back on Monday night. Look at this formation from Miami here. Trick play on deck. Jet sweep to Malachi Tony. Didn't fool anybody. No gain. Might have gained a yard. 3rd and 8. Miami had offensive linemen spread out all over the field. Ended up running a jet sweep to Malachi Tony, but they only pick up a yard. 3rd and 9. Does Michigan call Jimbo Kelly or Kyle W? I'd go Kyle Whittingham out of that list, but I wouldn't, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if they call Jimbo Fisher, or maybe not Brian Kelly, but Jimbo Fisher. I don't think Brian Kelly would, I don't think Brian Kelly, but maybe Jimbo Fisher. Definitely Kyle Whittingham. They should call. All right, 3rd and 8. Back to throw. Under pressure. Sacked again. They are getting after it on these obvious passing downs. Beck goes down again. No time at all. They were on him right away. Going to be 4th and long, and we're going to see another field goal attempt here. Whittingham said he's not interested in Michigan. I haven't heard that, but I guess everybody's turning that job down. All right, 4th and 14. Going to be a 39-yard kick from the left hash. Kick is up. He missed it. Pushed it right. Each team now has missed a field goal. We're still tied 0-0 with 3.5 minutes to go in the first half. Wynn got that one. All right, I'm going to go make a couple of sandwiches. I'll be right back. I'm back, Berg. Did you miss me? Did you miss me, Berg? Looks like we didn't miss anything on the game. Still a commercial. Merry Christmas, happy bowl season, and thank God for Lou for the 2025 college football season. Also, screw Notre Dame. Have fun with your nothing bowl sitting at home. Go Aggies for the Who's Notre Dame Daddy Bowl. Thank you, Banjo. All right, y'all are going to have to forgive me for eating on stream. But if I'm streaming all three of the playoff games, I got to do what I got to do, so I'm going to have to eat on stream. Pimento cheese sandwiches for lunch. Marcel Reed gets loose. Picks up 11 yards. Miami and A&M just won't quit. Hell, they won't start. A handoff on 1st and 10. Boy, tough sledding on the ground in this game for both teams. Picks up a yard or two. That's about it. I love me some mini corn dogs. I don't think I've ever had those. Second and 8. Empty backfield this time. Wide receivers all over the place. 3 to the bottom. Now they bring a running back in behind or beside Reed. He's back to throw. Caught behind the line of scrimmage. Makes the first man miss. Gets up the sideline for a gain of about 4. Going to be 3rd and 4. That's probably going to take us to the 2-minute warning here. Yeah. So A&M's got the ball. It'll be 3rd and 4 after the break for the 2-minute warning. Lou, are you a ball knower? No, I've never seen a game. Never even seen a game, man. Fried sauerkraut balls? I've never even heard of that. And I love sauerkraut. Will this prove the ACC is a bad conference? No, the entire season has already proven that. My Buckeyes are trendsetters. A lot of these teams want to be like us, and so they miss field goals. Yeah, thanks, Brian's an Ohio State fan. Yeah, weird yesterday in the Alabama-Oklahoma game. Alabama, like Ohio State, struggles to kick field goals all year long. Alabama was 2 for 2 yesterday on field goals, and Oklahoma missed 2 of them in the 4th quarter. Lou, do you watch tape? No, I watch games. Me and Lou have beef, says Yellen Harry. Well, I feel bad for you then. I'm not a good person to be beefing with. I have a huge platform. And I'm not afraid to use it. Is that a G-Shock? Yeah. Have you ever had deep fried walleye? No. Is that a fish? I don't think so. Thank you for the super chat, Brian and James Cooper. Now, I don't think I've ever had walleye. That's a fish, isn't it? Yeah, pimento cheese. Pimento cheese and jalapenos. Uncle Lou is like Arby's. He's got the beef, says Banjo. Thank you, Banjo. I don't go looking for beef, but I don't run away from it either. If we cook fish here at home, it's usually salmon or tilapia. All right, 3rd and 4. Marcel Reed throws incomplete. Tried to hit the running back over the middle, threw it at his feet. 4th and 4. Arby's is banging, not gonna lie. Well, the roast beef sandwiches there are good, but there's no other reason to go to Arby's other than just a roast beef sandwich. That's the only thing there worth eating. As a Michigan fan, I'm down bad, says Rye Guy. You're not the first Michigan fan to say that today. They're having a hard time finding somebody that'll say yes to that job, it looks like. I don't know what's going to end up happening there. Thank you, Rye Guy, for the super chat. Merry Christmas, buddy. Fuzz Worthington, thank you for the super chat. Lou, what are your thoughts on the Muschamp hire? It pisses me off. That's my thoughts on it. A&M with the fake punt routine and did not get it. A&M with the fake punt routine on 4th and 4. Threw a pass, incomplete. Probably should have caught it, to be honest. You got to go up and make that catch, man. Probably should have caught that. Instead, ends up being a turnover on downs, and Miami's got the ball in plus territory. 1st and 10, Miami at the A&M 46-yard line. They're going to run it up the middle. Gain of about 3. This game is kind of cheeks so far, says Jolish. Thank you, Jolish. Dog in DC, what's up, buddy? He says all the Bobo haters need to watch the first half of this game before they start talking out of their ass. Yeah, you know, there's been, 10 of those hitch passes thrown in this game already? But as soon as Georgia throws one, the Bobo haters will be in there with the crying. 2nd and 7. Loss of a yard. Tried to run it off right tackle, but there's just no room for either team on the ground. Impossible for either team to run the ball here. Zero to 0 snooze fest. Is it good defense or bad offense? Good defense. Well, good defense and poor special teams. Each team has missed a field goal. A&M failed on a fake punt. So it is bad special teams. Mike Elko calls his own defensive plays, then he's retarded. He's retarded then. Any head coach that wants to call their own plays should step down and become a coordinator. All right. Done with the sandwiches. 3rd and 8. 32 seconds to go in the first half. They're on the A&M 44-yard line. Beck in a shotgun. Back to throw. Going deep. Caught. Inside the 30. Not a very good throw, but the wide receiver made a circus catch. Had to turn around, do a 360 almost to catch it. Miami only has one timeout left, so they're trying to go fast here. 19 seconds, 18, 17, 16. Better snap the ball, man. Back to throw. Incomplete. No, they said he caught it. I thought he bobbled it and was out of bounds, but the referee was right there, said he caught it and got a foot down. Bobble. That's close. That's close. And this is going to matter too, because you're looking at a last second field goal here at the end of the first half. So every yard matters, especially as bad as these field goal kickers have been. Final score, Miami 3-0. Hope you took the under. I didn't take the over or the under. The comment section bet is over 23.5 in the first half. So the comment section is 0 for 2 now. Comment section 0 for 2 now. The guy kicking the field goal during college game day might be better than any kicks on either team. You might be right. He missed it too, but he might be better than these woozies here. What's up, Leon? Miami needs to do everything to feed Tony. He's a special player. True freshman, too, so he's going to be around there for a while. Call overturned. So they ruled it incomplete. So it's going to be 2nd and 2 now. 10 seconds to go. Miami does have one timeout remaining. Every yard is critical here to try to get into field goal range for a field goal attempt here at the end of the first half. 2nd and 2. 11 seconds. They put 1 second back on the clock. So 11 seconds to go now. 2nd and 2. They're on the 22-yard line. Shotgun. Snap. Blitz. Beck gets rid of it. Into the end zone. Falls incomplete. 7 seconds to go. I'm starting to think that neither team wants to win this game. If the game ends tied at 0 with teams should be eliminated. 3rd and 2. 7 seconds. So they got time to run another play. They still have that one timeout if they need to set up for a field goal. 3rd and 2. Beck in a shotgun. Back to throw. Down the sideline. Out of bounds. Terrible throw. Nobody had a chance at that one. And now they're going to trot the field goal unit out on and see if they can take a 3-0 lead here at halftime. Here we go. This will be about a 40-yarder. From the left hash. Missed it again. And that ain't on the wind. I don't want to hear nothing about the wind on that. That thing was 30 yards wide right from the get-go. I mean, that one wasn't even close. That's just piss poor there. Halftime score, 0-0. I wanted to make a halftime video, but I wouldn't even know what the fuck to talk. There's nothing has happened. Gotta like your chances if you're A&M. I mean, basically starting over in the second half at home, tied. Gotta like your chances if you're the home team, but boy, they're gonna have to come up with some offense here. Elko is shaped like a pumpkin. Neither team wants off the weird backlist, says Corey. Yeah, thank you for the super chat, Corey. Yeah, it looks that way. Allergic to the end zone. Hell, allergic to field goals, too. A&M 0, Miami 2. Normally, I would laugh that off, but fuck, in a game like this, with these two defenses, that could actually happen. You know, somebody punts the ball, pins the other team back inside the 5, and then the quarterback gets sacked in the end zone. You end up with a 2-0 game. I mean, I'm going to say that's at least a possibility at this point. Brian, thank you for the super chat. He says, Notre Dame just called Ohio State and said, we got next. Yeah. No, I'm sure Notre Dame fans are all over Twitter saying that this game is proof that somehow they should have been in the playoffs, even though they lost to both of these teams. Hey, imagine how bad Notre Dame is that they lost to both of these teams. God dang. We better tweet that. That might stir up the Notre Dame, man. Let's tweet that. That'll get them riled up. That'll get them riled up over there on the tweeter machine. Lou, a no-legged human would have made that kick. Notre Dame should join a group of 5 conference. They might could win it if they did that. If Notre Dame joined a group of 5 conference, they'd probably be in the playoffs every year as the 5th highest ranked conference champion. Of course, Miami's not going to join, or Notre Dame's not going to join a group of 5 conference because that would mean they would have to play a conference championship game, and they're scared to do that. Ram Dog, thank you for the super chat, buddy. How you doing, man? Merry Christmas. He says that kick was as right as Slim Shady's facts. No. That kick was as right as Slim Shady. Facts. I got you. I think that is commentary on Slim Shady's political leanings, I believe is what that is there. Miami will win 2-0 in 30 overtimes. I don't want to watch this for 30 overtimes. 5 to 10 mile an hour winds here in Plano, Texas. You know what I'm going to do during halftime? I'm going to sit my happy ass down during halftime. It's exactly what I'm going to do. It's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to sit my happy ass right here. Let's see. There we go. Sit my happy ass right here. Exactly what I'm gonna do. Y'all got me standing up all damn day to stream these games. I'm sitting my happy ass down. I'll even turn the other microphone on. Oh, yeah. Take a load off, Lou. Take a load off, Lou. Need more home games in the second round. I could not agree more, Russell. I could not agree more. Give us more home playoff games. I completely agree. Both these teams beat Notre Dame this year. Yeah, we were talking about that just a minute ago. Imagine how bad Notre Dame is. They somehow lost to both of these garbage cans. Boy, I'm just noticing how bad this camera is. This other camera is so much better. Look how clear that picture is there compared to this one. This camera here is dog shit. JR, what's up, buddy? Good to see you in here, my man. Someone agree with me that John Mateer sucks, please. He has definitely sucked in October, November, and December. I thought he was okay in September. And then I don't know if the thumb thing is just worse than we thought it was, or if it's just that he's gotten worse over the course of the season. But I thought he played good in a couple of games in September. But boy, Oklahoma's offense has been pitiful the last couple of months. Ohio State might as well have another bye next week, says the Michigan man. Are you going to have any more huge degenerate hats? I have an unlimited supply. How many do you want? 50? 100? Here's what y'all can do. Y'all want to help support Uncle Lou and fuck the sausage people for getting mad at me and trying to tell me what to do? Y'all want to do that? Here you go. Buy you a hat. Buy yourself a Christmas present. Or get yourself a huge degenerate sweatshirt. Just like the one I have on right now. Or get you a huge degenerate hat. Shit. There. Get you a huge degenerate hat. Buy yourself a Christmas present. Fuck the sausage people. I'm not changing what I do. That's just not happening. They can. I mean, it clearly says right here on the top of the screen, don't tell me what to do. So that includes the sausage people. There you go. Go buy you a huge degenerate hat.
I don't feel like I'm not telling the sausage story again, but I'll give you the Cliff Notes version. It was a sponsor. A sponsor was sponsoring all 4 of these playoff streams, the one last night and the 3 today. I did the one last night. They got mad because I had on a team asshole hat and said the word retard. Told me not to do it anymore. I told them to fuck off. That's basically it. So. Yeah. So that's basically it. They knew what they were getting. Well, apparently they didn't, but they should have. You're right. They should have known. I didn't knock on their door and ask them to sponsor the LouTube show. They came to me, so they should have known what they were dealing with. They should have known, and that's exactly what I told them. Word for word. Where is it? It's a company's responsibility to know who they're doing business with. I didn't reach out to you. You reached out to me. That's exactly what I told them. Yeah, so it's really cool and really funny that I told him to fuck off, but doing that cost me $3,000, which is not cool. Ohio State's defense must be panicked to face these teams. Yeah, I'm sure. The best defense in the country, Ohio State, is scared of Miami or Texas A&M, I'm sure, yeah. I don't know what any of that means, 1989. Lou, you start your own sausage company. I got no interest in that. Plus, I don't have time. I'm not going to badmouth them, but I'm not going to change what I do either for anybody. So I'm not for sale. So bacon is better than sausage. I would agree. I mean, I do like sausage, but bacon's about one of the best things you can eat. No one wants to win this game. It appears that way. 3 missed field goals, a botched fake punt. Is BA at a sausage party? No, she's in Orlando with her daughter. Everybody has a price, Lou. Not me. By everybody, you mean you. You mean you're a sellout. That's what you mean. You'd suck my taint from the inside out for $3,000. Notre Dame is so bad they lost to both of these teams. Yeah, I tweeted that at halftime. I said, imagine how bad Notre Dame must be. They lost to both of these teams. Former coach at Bama. Miami and A&M look awful. Offensively, they do. Now, these are 2 good defenses. I mean, it is true that these are 2 good defenses, but that doesn't excuse the missed field goals and some of the sloppy play. 35-mile-an-hour winds. Yeah, right. That sounds like excuse making by a Miami fan to me. Surprised at 0-0, but not surprised both of these teams are playing sloppy. Florida had good defense. Who does Ohio State match up best with between these two? I mean, I think Ohio State would beat either one of them. I don't know. I don't know who they would match up best against. My guess is that whoever wins this game is going to be a double-digit underdog to Ohio State. That's my guess. Indiana's a 7-point favorite over Bama. I think Ohio State will be a double-digit favorite over whoever wins this game. 10 to 13 points. Lou, I'm watching LouTube the game and making chili. Well, it sounds like you're winning, buddy. Beck would throw 3 interceptions versus Ohio State. I bet you $100 they won't be. Won't be what? Who won't be what? Neither one wants to play Ohio State. Are you going to the Georgia game? No, I work. Uncle Lou, I am winning because my heart attack last year did not kill me. Yeah, well, you're living because the heart attack didn't kill you. That's even more important than winning, just being alive. It's better to be alive and be losing than it is to be dead. So you got it. You got it all the way around because you're winning and alive. Lou, we appreciate you for just how you are, team. And I appreciate that, Chris Walker. I appreciate that, buddy. Jesus disagrees with Uncle Lou. About what? Being alive and losing just sounds miserable, though. I wouldn't know. I don't have any experience in that. Lou gonna buy some merch to help offset them sausage boys. Team asshole will never die. I appreciate that, buddy. I appreciate that. I had a heart attack 10 years ago, and God wanted me here, Lou. Can you just mark me tardy? Or am I absent or late? I guess I'll mark you tardy. Do we want to bet anything on the second half of this game? What do y'all think the total points is for the second half? What do y'all think the over-under is on the points scored in the second half of this game? The over-under is 21. The over-under is 21. .5. I wonder if these teams stop trying field goals and start going for it every time, since they can't kick field goals. Yeah, I don't think Bama's beating Indiana. Indiana's a 7-point favorite. Under 21. I think Bama can beat Indiana. I don't. Teams should just flip a coin for the game. Indiana hasn't had a tough schedule. How tough of a schedule somebody has had doesn't have anything to do with how good they are. Do you think Alabama would win on the road at Oregon? Do you think Alabama would beat Ohio State on a neutral field? I don't. Indiana did both of those things. Hey, Lou, how do you think Ole Miss will do with Lane? They don't have Lane. Best way to do it to win, run the ball. That's a good point. The problem is neither one of these teams has had any success running the ball. Bama will lose by 17. Yeah, I don't know about that, but I don't think I can pick Bama to win that game. I think Bama has a better chance to beat Indiana than A&M or Miami does to beat Ohio State, but neither will happen. I agree with it. I think Bama's got a better chance against Indiana than A&M or Miami does against Ohio State, which is so Bama's a 7-point underdog to Indiana. Whoever wins this game, I think, will be more of an underdog to Ohio State. 10 to 13 points. Two teams without a natty would be great, in my opinion. What do you mean, in the national title game? Going to start a jerky company, calling it Lou's Middle Finger. Wanted to have a good day of ball, but at least we have smash burgers. Thank you, Mewtwo, retired stockbroker, and Nicholas DePerno for the super chats. I really appreciate that. Georgia is 2-0 against Heisman winning QBs. What do you mean, like all time? They've lost to Heisman winning QBs. I'm not real sure what you mean there. Georgia's lost to a lot of Heisman winning QBs. Yeah, they lost to Joe Burrow. They lost to Tim Tebow. Watching your live show sitting here in a steel mill in Northwest Georgia always makes the day go by faster. I appreciate you, Woo. I think one or the other breaks it open in the second half. Well, we're about to find out. They're set to kick it off here. So that means I got to stand my happy ass back up. All right. Turn the other mic back. All right, here we go. Second half underway. Second half underway. All right. Miami with the ball first to start the second half. First and 10 on their own 25. Third quarter underway here. No score in this one. Beck throws complete. Gain of about 15. One of the better plays of the day for the Miami offense. Picks up 15 yards and a first down here. Georgia Tech overtime circus coming up here. You think so? Back to throw again. Complete again. Makes a man miss. Up the sideline. Another 15, 20 yard gain that time. So back-to-back big plays here from this Miami offense to start the second half. Indiana on upset alert, says a Bama fan. It would be an upset. Indiana's favored by a touchdown right now. First and 10 at the A&M 40. Snap. Handoff this time. No, a jet sweep. Little reverse goes nowhere. 4 or 5 yard loss. Faked the handoff to the running back up the middle. Handed it to the wide receiver on an end around, but A&M was ready. And he gets tackled behind the line for a loss of about 4. This proves the point I made to myself a couple of days ago. If Bobo can get hot calling up the right plays for the next few weeks, we'll need some more room in a championship case. I hope you're right. I hope you're right. All right, 2nd and 14. Here we go. 4 wide to the bottom for Miami. 1 at top, 5 wide. Back to throw. Gets rid of it quick. Caught on a slant. Can't break the tackle, though. Still a gain of about 10 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 2 now. Just a quick slant. Beck put it on the money. Good catch by the receiver. It's going to be 3rd and short now. Miami in field goal range, but I don't know if there's any such thing as field goal range anymore. We might not see another field goal attempt in this game. These teams might have to go for it on 4th down every time. 3rd and, did they say 3rd and 4? Yeah, 3rd and 4. A handoff. Uh-oh, breaks loose. Inside the 20. All the way down to the 10. It's going to be 1st and goal. Miami at the 10. Just a handoff right off left tackle. Got through a seam into the secondary. And Miami is going to have the ball 1st and goal at the 10. This is a great drive here to start the second half for Miami. They got down here once before and came away with no points. Let's see what they can do here. A&M doesn't have enough players on the field. Now they're going to have to call a timeout. A&M only had 10 players on the field. If that was Pringle, that would have been a touchdown. The only time Indiana makes a playoff game, they draw Bama. Carson Beck, Georgia legend. I sent it a few messages up. I don't know what that means. The Service Academy would have had the right number of players on the field. If Miami wins and beats Ohio State, will that put a scare in the playoff? I don't really know what you mean. We might see the first points of the game here. Maybe. We've been here before, though. Miami was down here before, so we'll see. I think Zachariah Branch is better than Malachi Tony by a hair. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Malachi Tony's a true freshman, too, so he'll be around for another couple of years. What uniform gimmick is Oregon wearing tonight? Great question. Great question. I have no idea. Last year, all the teams with a bye lost. That's true, but the seeding was different last year. You had 2 teams last year that had no business getting a bye, that had a bye, because the conference champs were guaranteed the top 4 spots.
They fixed that problem this year. Why compare Branch and Tony? You're not an NFL GM. You don't ever compare college players against each other? You've never said such and such quarterback is better than such and such quarterback? Wow. You might be the only person that's never done that, if that's true. Green helmets with solid yellow wings, green jerseys, and yellow pants. I think this playoff will be twice as better as last year. I like it when Oregon embraces the green and yellow. All right, here we go. Game back on. Let's see if Miami can punch it in and get our first points of the game. Here we go. First and goal at the 10. Beck goes in motion. Another trick play. Direct snap to Malachi Tony. Gain of 4 down to about the 6 or 7 yard line. They motioned Beck out into the flat and direct snapped it to Malachi Tony. He gets down to the 7. Second and goal now from the 7. Second and goal, 11 and a half minutes to go. First possession of the third quarter, still tied at 0. Beck in a shotgun. Snap, back to throw. Looking left, throws over the middle, over the head of the receiver. Bad throw, incomplete. Branch better thank Smith. I'd take Branch any day. Branch better thank Smith. Will Smith? Third and goal. Thank you for the super chat, Michigan man. I just don't understand what you're saying there. Third and goal. Beck in a shotgun. 3 wide to the top, 1 to the bottom. Tony's up top. Snap. Looking. Beck's going to run. Boy, he looks a goofy sumbitch when he takes off running, ain't he? Gets down to about the 2 yard line, though. What are they going to do here? Fourth and goal from the 2. They're going to kick it. They're going to kick it. This is basically an extra point. Can he make it? They're on the 2 yard line. From the 11 yard line, 21 yarder. Snap, hold, kick. Right down the middle. They managed to make one. We finally have some points. Miami is on the board. Miami 3, Texas A&M 0. Finally with some points. How did Notre Dame lose to both of these teams? Yeah, we were talking about that at halftime. Let's see if my tweet made anybody mad. Notre Dame fan says, we were better than both these teams when we played them. The refs costed us the win against A&M on the missed holding call. Another Notre Dame fan says, we shouldn't have lost to A&M. We got screwed by a blatant misholding call. Also, Notre Dame would have scored before halftime. A Miami fan replied by posting the score of the Georgia-Alabama game from week 5. So he's obviously completely retarded. Looks like that's it. Justin says, remember when Georgia in 2010 had the Power Rangers uniform with the red and gray, the biggest one-hit wonder I will ever see again. That's the ugliest uniform. Those things were god-awful. And not only that, they lost to Boise State in that game. Yeah, those uniforms were terrible. Absolutely terrible. Winner of this game gets full custody of Notre Dame. All right, that was a good one. Yeah, I don't know why the ESPN website's not updating the scores. They normally auto update, but it wasn't working yesterday and it's not working again today, so I'm having to do it manually. All right, we made another pointless bet on a college basketball game. Miami of Ohio and Ball State under 70 points in the first half. I'll let you know if we hit it. The game just started. Notre Dame never mattered. Well, they mattered a long time ago when they were playing 3 and 4 service academies a year on black and white TV when the South was still segregated. But since all those things ended, Notre Dame's been in a bad way. Here's the kickoff for Miami. It's going to be fielded. Nope, it's going to go out of the back of the end zone. Touchback. So here comes A&M for their first possession of the second half. Miami had probably their best drive of the game there to start the third quarter. All the way down to the 2-yard line. They have to settle for a field goal. Miami up 3-0. Concepcion for A&M with a gain of about 9 on first down. 2nd and 1 coming up now for the Aggies. Thank you, KG. Appreciate the super chat. He says, a lot of woulda, coulda, shoulda from Notre Dame. Too bad that's not how football works. Maybe have a better resume than having your best win being Boston College. Yeah, well, their best win was Southern Cal, but I get what you're saying. Almost all of their wins came against teams with less than 4 wins. They didn't have the resume to get in. I agree with you. I believe Brady Hoke lost to Ball State when he coached Michigan. I don't remember one way or the other. Navy was a decent win. Yeah, Navy was Notre Dame's second best win, and Navy finished the season unranked. Notre Dame had 1 ranked win. They played 2 playoff teams and lost to both of them. They were 1 and 2 against ranked teams, and their second best win was Navy. They did not deserve to be in the playoffs. There's an injury. That's the delay on the game. They're out looking at him now. He's still down. Let's hope he's okay. I did put money on. I got Texas A&M -3, so I need Texas A&M to score a touchdown. Texas would be playing better against Miami than Little Bro. Well, Texas lost 3 games, so they didn't deserve to be in either. They got whipped by a terrible Florida team, then got blown out by Georgia.
No, Notre Dame did not play 4 top 25 teams. They played 3 top 25 teams, and they were 1-2. Miami player had to go to the locker room. Let's hope he'll be okay. 2nd and 1 now for Texas A&M. They're going to keep it on the ground, and they do pick up the first down across the 35 to the 36-yard line. 1st and 10, Texas A&M. Feels like a 2-possession lead right now. Oh, yeah, because it's just been so hard to score, yeah. Either you're wrong about Notre Dame playing 4 top 25 teams, or I'm lying. I don't know why people do this to themselves. Get your reading glasses on, buddy. Or better yet, get somebody to read this to you. Stop me when we get to a team that Notre Dame played. Indiana, Ohio State, Georgia, Texas Tech, Oregon, Ole Miss, Texas A&M. That's 1. Oklahoma, Alabama, Miami. That's 2. Notre Dame, BYU, Texas, Vandy, Utah, Southern Cal. That's 3. Arizona, Michigan, Virginia, Tulane, Houston, Georgia Tech, Iowa, James Madison, North Texas. That's 3, buddy. That's 3. Simple, basic math. 1, 2, 3. Southern Cal, Texas A&M, Miami. Have a great day. Appreciate you stopping by. Notre Dame fans can't do math, Google, or history. Third and 17 now for Texas A&M, and this is not looking good. Interception. Returned across midfield. 40, 30. Out of bounds at the 21. Miami's going to have the ball 1st and 10 in the red zone. The ball sailed on Marcel Reed over the head of the receiver right into the arms of a safety. Then a big return. Pitt was not on that list. No, Pitt's not ranked. Pitt's not ranked. I mean, I literally just put the top 25 up on the screen. Playoff rankings. What Pitt was ranked when they played doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. Ranked wins are calculated by where teams are ranked now, not where they used to be ranked. See, Notre Dame, man, you know how you've been running around the internet the last 3 weeks talking about how Alabama has a terrible loss to Florida State? And that's true, they do. Why is that a terrible loss? Trick play doesn't work. Carson Beck slides for 3 yards. Why? Let me ask you this, Notre Dame, man. Why is the Alabama loss to Florida State a bad loss? Why? Why is that a bad loss? Because Florida State was ranked in the top 10 when that game was played, buddy. So, do you think that the Alabama loss to Florida State was a great loss? A loss to a top 10 team? No, it wasn't. It was a terrible loss to an unranked team, buddy. And your win against Pitt is a win against an unranked team. So I know that's difficult to understand and hard to swallow, but chase it with some water and maybe that'll help it go down. 3rd and 7 now for Miami. They're on the 17 after that interception. 4 wide. Shotgun for Beck. Comes up to talk to the line. Still plenty of time on the play clock. Now he's back, ready to go. Snap. Back to throw. Woo, nearly picked off at the 5-yard line. Knocked down, incomplete. Going to be 4th and 7. Notre Dame needs to join a conference. Yes, they do. They certainly do. What does Miami do here on 4th and 7? Do they try another field goal? Missed it. Off the upright that time. No good. Damn, man. Still 3-0. Ole Miss or Texas A&M hanging in there. Football fans calling this shit game trash. This is a boring game. I think it's an exciting game. 3-point playoff game in the second half. I mean, if the game is a blowout, y'all say it's no good. If the game is low scoring and close, you say it's no good. It's like the only game you want to watch is 31-28. I mean, you say it's no good because nobody can score, but if the score was 70-0, you'd be telling me it was no good. Holy shit, I'm starting to like my kicker again. Go Bucks. Yeah, this is making the Alabama kicker and the Ohio State kicker look like all Americans. You should get 4 points if you hit the goal post. I mean, this is a 3-point game halfway through the third quarter in an elimination playoff game. I mean, I think it's pretty exciting. Neither of these teams look like champions. No, I don't think anybody's picking either of these teams to win at all. Well, outside of like the fan bases for each team. Miami kicker giving a real life analogy to what Notre Dame's schedule versus top 25 teams look like. Us Georgia fans don't know what it's like to have a bad kicker. We've been spoiled with some really good kickers over the last 10 or 15 years. That is for sure. That is for sure. What's up, Kyle? Thank you for the super chat, buddy. He says, Lou, both of these teams should stay on the wear back list. Yeah, not an impressive offensive performance here from either team. And, of course, you can't make field goals on top of that. But one of them is going to come off. I mean, what's fair is fair. So whoever wins this game is coming off the list. Lou, who's your favorite for the Michigan job? I think they should hire Kyle Whittingham. But, I mean, you can't make somebody take the job. I mean, it sounds like everybody is turning that job down. DeBoer, Dillingham at Arizona State, it sounds like has turned it down. I don't know what they're going to end up doing. It's such a mess there. There's an internal investigation into the whole athletic department. It looks like the athletic director is going to be out of a job. It's real messy up there right now. So it sounds like they're getting a hard time getting somebody to say yes, somebody that they actually want. I mean, obviously there's a lot of people who would take the job just to take it, low level. But as far as like big names that they were going after, it seems like everybody's turning it down. So I really don't know. It's a shame one of these teams has to lose. I think it's a shame that one of them has to win.
I mean, generally speaking, trash talk aside, the Michigan head coaching job is one of the best coaching jobs on the planet. It's probably top 5 in general. But right now, because of what has gone on there with the last 2 head coaches over the last 3 or 4 years and the internal investigation that's ongoing now and the athletic director possibly being out of a job, it's real messy there right now. So it could be that some people that normally would jump at the opportunity to take that job are now reconsidering it. Bad timing, you know. 3rd and 1 coming up for A&M. They are desperate to find some offense. Just nothing working for A&M in this game. Outside of a couple of Marcel Reed scrambles and a play here or there, they just have really struggled to move the ball. 3rd and 1, they keep it on the ground and gain about 2. Uh-oh. Is that Le'Veon Moss down on the ground? Yeah. He just came back from an injury and now he's hobbling off the field and it looks like he's hurt again. An ankle, I think. What would they be saying in Columbus if Day loses the game to one of these two? Well, I think he bought himself some time with a national title and a win over Michigan a few weeks ago. Marcel Reed wants to scramble, but great open field tackle. I mean, a great open field tackle. And Marcel Reed's not easy to bring down in the open field. That was a great play by Miami there. Ends up losing a yard. 2nd and 11. The guys that say it's boring will be begging for football in June. Go Dogs, #Slob Olympian. Yeah, a couple of months away from next year's Slob Olympics. The 2nd weekend in March. Nashville, Tennessee. That's going to be fun. Thank you, Rap, for the super chat. Give me 1 second. I'll read that here. 2nd and 11 for A&M now. Motion. Snap, back to throw. Steps up, scrambles out to his left, throws complete. Gets up the sideline for a gain of about 6. Miami lucky they didn't get called with a penalty there. The referees are standing right there. I can't believe that wasn't a flag. That should have been a flag. The A&M guy was out of bounds, and the Miami defender spun him around and threw him to the ground. It was clearly late. Yeah, that's Miami extremely lucky they didn't get flagged there. 3rd and 4. That probably should have been a penalty. Shotgun. Back to throw. Scrambling again under pressure. Has to throw it away. 4th and 4. Miami dodged a bullet there. That should have been a 15-yard unsportsmanlike penalty and a 1st down on that 2nd down play. Rap says, do these morons really think that Georgia Tech had a top 10 win against Florida State last year? Yes, they really believe that. They really believe that. Tony's going to return this punt. About a 10-yard return. Miami will have the ball 1st and 10 with 3 minutes and 33 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. And a 3-point lead. Will A&M score? It doesn't look like it. 1,000 people in here and 300 likes. I'm fixing to check, and if that's true, I'm shutting the stream down. No, there's 533 likes. We still need more, though. There's 932 people in here. 942, 500. Y'all hit the thumbs up. It's a close game. This is what y'all ask for. You complain about the first round blowouts. This is not a blowout. Is it an offensive explosion? No. Does either team know how to kick field goals? Not really. But it's at least a close game. So can we hit that thumbs up? We ought to be able to get it to 650. We need 650 thumbs up, or I'm going to take a nap. I'll give you a minute or two, but y'all need to hit the thumbs up, or I'll just take a nap and I'll come back on for the Ole Miss game. Commercial break now on the game. It'll be Miami's ball when we come back with about 3.5 minutes to go in the third quarter, and they have a 3-point lead. All right, we got to 700 likes. I appreciate it. Thank y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will stay on. How about that? I'm a man of my word. Y'all got it up over 650. I will stay on, and we will watch this game. Let's check in with my pointless basketball bet. I've got under 75 points in the first half between Miami of Ohio and Ball State. They're currently at 45 points scored with 7 minutes to go. Miami of Ohio and Ball State. I'm feeling pretty good on that one. I'm feeling pretty good. And because I'm a huge degenerate, I bet $100 on it. So we better win. We better win. This game is putting me to sleep, says Charisse. Take you a nap. Wake up in time to see the 2 barn burners that are coming on later. If y'all think y'all are complaining now at a 3-0 game in the third quarter, wait till later today when you're complaining because the score is 40-10 in the third quarter. Point is, y'all are going to complain either way. I've been doing this a long time. All right, Miami's got the ball. They're going to hand it off here on first down. Has a little bit of room, breaks the tackle, picks up a first down, and then some, gain of about 13 out to the 44. 1st and 10, Miami. You should take North Carolina over OSU in basketball. OSU ass in basketball, and UNC is ranked. Thank you for the super chat, Michigan man. First and 10, under 3 minutes to go in the third now. Miami up 3. They're on their own 44. Another handoff here. A&M was ready this time. Only gained a yard. Going to be 2nd and 10 now. Charcoal, thank you for the super chat. He says, looking at Elko's gut, he's a certified slob. Somebody get him to book a hotel room in Nashville so he can be with his people. Yeah, he's not quite Josh Heupel level, but he's working on it. They need to outlaw yellow mouth guards. Yeah, they look like flags. That happened earlier in the game, too. I actually thought it was a penalty. I said it. I said, oh, there's a penalty. It looks like holding. But it ended up being one of those yellow mouthpieces. Both these teams beat Notre Dame. Yeah, we've been talking about that a lot today. Yeah. I wonder if Ryan Day is nervous, says Nicholas DePerno. I seriously doubt it. I seriously doubt it. Not any more nervous than I'm sure you just automatically are going into any game. But I don't think there's very many Ohio State fans watching this game and are now going to be more nervous than they were before the game. They probably are less nervous. Proof Michigan's a basketball skew. Hashtag playoff poverty. Damn. There's Le'Veon Moss headed to the locker room, so that's not good for him or Texas A&M. He has stayed injured over the course of his college career. Had a lot of potential, but he just cannot stay healthy. You hate to see that.
Don't want to see anybody get hurt. No matter how much you love or hate a team, you don't want to see these players get hurt. All right, 2nd and 9 now for Miami. They're on their own 45. Beck in a shotgun, 4 wide, 3 to the top, 1 at the bottom. Snap. Throws behind the line, bobbled but caught. Breaks 1 tackle and then forced out of bounds around midfield. Gain of about 5. 3rd down coming up now for the Canes. Is OSU a football school? They can't even win their own conference. Will Nick Saban ever pick against Bama? No. Probably not. Probably not. Who do you pick in the SEC championship game? 3rd and 5 for Miami. They're going to hand it off. Nowhere to go. Hitting the... Oh, well. Broke a tackle and did end up gaining 3 yards. Should have been a 2-yard loss. Instead, it's a 3-yard gain. Decision time for Miami now. They're just across midfield. It's going to be 4th and about 2. They're probably going to go for it here. I mean, A&M's offense hadn't done shit. Who took a timeout? A&M? Oh, nobody took a timeout. They're going to let the play clock run down and take a delay of game. Okay. Give the punter more room. So they are going to punt it away here. I wonder how many Michigan players are going to transfer. There's some talk about Bryce Underwood. I mean, if they don't get a coach by the time the portal opens, I don't see how you don't transfer. How do you choose to stay at a school when you don't even know who the coach is going to be? I agree, Justin. Probably punt it, try to pin them back deep is probably the smart thing to do, considering how bad A&M has been offensively in this game. Gets the kick away. Fair catch called and made at around the 15 or 16-yard line. So A&M going to be backed up again inside their own 20. Long way to go. Buckeyes can't win their own conference. That is true. That is true. Bryce Underwood originally was committed to LSU. Yeah, he was. Yes, he was. Notre Dame should have accepted the Pope Tart Bowl. They probably would have accepted the Pope Tart Bowl, but didn't have no interest in the Pop Tart Bowl, as it turned out. All right. I got to make the thumbnail for the next stream for Ole Miss and Tulane. Let's do that now. Back to throw for Spencer Reed. Going to be sacked all the way back at the 6-yard. I don't know what he was... I know he's a mobile QB, and I know a lot of times he's able to spin out of these things and make something happen, but boy, you got to start getting rid of the ball, my guy. I mean, you're having a hard time getting 10 yards to gain a first down. Now you're going to have to gain 20. I mean, what are you doing, man? It's going to be 2nd and 18. He's just holding on to the ball. That's the end of the 3rd quarter. All right, let me make the thumbnail for the next game while we have a commercial break here. Tulane and Ole Miss coming up next. There's Ole Miss. There's Ole Miss. There's Tulane.
There we go. It's just that easy. It is just that easy. Michigan hired a coach, but ended up with a player. Yeah, Sharon Moore. Not a good look for my man, Sharon Moore. There's talk Baugh is coming with his running back coach to Texas. Fingers crossed. The running back from Florida? Boy, Florida fans are going to jump out a window if that happens. Final score is going to be 5-0. Texas A&M is not scoring to boycott the sausage man. Octavian's probably sitting in his own piss playing Billy Napier and Lagway, winning it all again next year. Yeah. Ball will transfer to Georgia. Extra SEC game next year. Will any SEC team make the playoffs healthy? No team has ever made the playoffs healthy. There is no healthy team in all of college football at this point in the season, regardless if they're in the playoffs or not. Feel like I'm watching the 85 Bears versus the Steel Curtain. That's probably the best analogy I've heard today. 15-yard gain there by A&M to start the fourth quarter. Now, remember, it was second and a million. But that's going to make this third down a lot more manageable here. 3rd and 3 now for Texas A&M. Fourth quarter underway. They're down 3-0 at home to Miami. Back to throw. Under pressure, steps up, throws, caught for a first down across the 35 and out of bounds at the 36. So A&M keeps hope alive with a first down there. A&M has been fraudulent all year long, and it is showing. I just woke up from a nap and nothing has happened. Yeah, you haven't missed much. Empty backfield, back to throw again. Under pressure again, rolls right again. Now going to run. Ducks out of bounds after a gain of about 3. Underwood's going to transfer. Yeah, we were talking about that a minute ago. If they don't have a coach hired by the time the portal opens, I don't know how you don't transfer. Do you think Indiana will blow out Bama? Well, I mean, it depends on what your definition of blowout is. I mean, I think Indiana will win the game. They're favored by 7. But I do think Indiana will win. There's a bunch of failed comedians on this channel. 2nd and 8. Jet sweep. Nowhere to go. Gain of 3 maybe. 3rd down. Another 3rd down here coming up for A&M. Notre Dame going to transfer to the Canadian League. Oh, shit. Ohio State ain't no blue blood. Yes, they are. Michigan made Saban retire. Third and 5. 3 wide to the top. Marcel Reed in the shotgun. Snap. Throws behind the line. Caught. And he got it. Needed 5. Gained 6. One of those little hitch passes behind the line of scrimmage. He got to the sideline and got upfield. Needed 5. Picked up 6. I'm on my way to Augusta, and I'm bringing Tommy fries, bud. Yeah, come on. Come on with some Tommy fries. I'll help you eat them. On the ground on first down.
Not much room. Might have gained a yard. Second down coming up. A&M near midfield. 12 minutes to go in the game. They're down 3-0. Can A&M score? Are they ever going to throw the ball downfield again? The last time they did that, it was an interception, so maybe not. Oh, you waking up a little bit, Berg? Uh-oh, waking up a little bit? Back to throw, behind the line to the running back, caught, has some room, ducks out of bounds after a gain of about 5 or 6, third and short coming up for A&M. You gonna sleep all day, Berg? You just gonna sleep all day, dude? Well, what about Monkey Man? What about your monkey? You don't want to play your monkey? Uh-oh. I don't want to play your monkey. I'll put monkey right there. I'll put monkey right there, Berg. All right, 3rd and 3. And Miami jumps off sides. That's going to give A&M an automatic first down. That's going to give A&M a fresh set of downs. Miami jumped. Rocky Dennis says, I don't respect anything that comes from the state of Ohio. Sharon Moore will go on disability. This chat, man, LMAO. Let me tell you something, Juice. If you think it's bad now, there's a big play from A&M. Did he catch it? Ref says yes, all the way down to the 20. A&M in the red zone. Let me tell you something, Juice. If you think the chat is bad now, come back around 10:30 tonight. Because the longer these things go and the later it gets, the worse it gets. Around 10:30 tonight, when all the 12-year-olds are in their room with nothing to do that don't normally watch college football, they'll all be in here with the dumb shit in the comments section. It'll be unbelievable. Oh, they might have to call this one back, y'all. It looked like that ball might have hit the ground. They're reviewing it, and I have a feeling this one might get overturned. I appreciate that, Mike. They'll be in here saying Tennessee should have been in. Yeah, that, or, Tennessee's winning it all next year, or Florida's winning it all next year, or whatever other team wasn't any good this year. But this, next year will be the year because of some tight ends coach they just hired. I disagree. I'm not saying this offense is good, but this defense is good. These are two good these are two good defenses here. I agree with you that the offense is bad, but that doesn't mean that the defense isn't really good. I think the defense is really good. What actually happened to Clemson? They stuck their head in the sand for the last 5 years while everybody else was out paying NIL and getting players out of the portal. Clemson stuck their head in the sand and pretended those two things didn't exist. Now they wonder why they can barely make a bowl game. Dennis Kohler, what's up? Or Collar, what's up, buddy? Yeah, the kids are out for Christmas. The bowl games are like the random bowl games that are going to start coming on at like Tuesdays at 2 in the afternoon. Those are really bad with the comments section people.
Underwood to UCLA? I would be surprised if that happened. If Miami had last year's offense with this year's defense, they'd be a better team. Shane Beamer thought he had Aggies? Oh, yeah. Well, they were up 30 points at halftime. We all thought he had them. Thank you, Duraco, for the super chat, and Kenny G. Appreciate that. All right, they overturned that catch. So instead of 1st and 10 on the Miami 20, it's going to be 2nd and 10 at the Miami 41. Snap, play action, throws, incomplete, a bad throw. Going to be 3rd and 10. Do you think Tulane has any chance to win tonight? I mean, Tulane has the same chance in that anytime you strap a helmet on, you have some amount of a chance, but they don't have much more than that. I mean, I hope they keep it close. I took Tulane plus the points, but I don't think they can win. 3rd and 10 now. 10 and a half to go. Another 1st down. Needed 10, gained 10. 1st down, Aggies. Good throw that time. They haven't all been good today by Marcel Reed, but he put that one on the money. A&M wants to go fast now. They're back to the line. 1st and 10 at the 30. Referees are going to stop the game. For what now? For what? They're reviewing the spot. They're reviewing the spot for no reason. Don't make no damn sense. Berg, what's the plan the rest of the day, dude? You plan on pretty much sleeping all day? You gonna do anything productive today, dude? Don't you have some chores or something you need to do? Have you cleaned your room today? You want to at least go in there and make the bed or something? You really just gonna lay there all day and do nothing? Come on, man. Come on, Berg. They're reviewing the spot. It looked like he got it to me. Yeah, they upheld it. 1st down, Texas A&M. They upheld the call on the field, so it's going to be 1st down for A&M. They're going to be on the Miami 31, I believe. Normally, they'd be in field goal range to tie the game up, but shit, the way these field goals have gone today, I don't know if you want to chance it. I don't know if you want to chance it. 1st and 10. I need them to score a touchdown. I've got Texas A&M -3, so I need a fucking touchdown here. Shotgun with 3 wide to the top, back to throw. Looking left, throws left, caught, has room. That's another 1st down. Inside the 20 to the 19. 1st and 10, A&M inside the 20. They're cooking now. God damn. Y'all want to see something aggravating?
Remember that pointless basketball bet I had? Under 75 points in the first half? Look at this shit. I know a lot of you can't add, but that's 76. We missed it by 1 point. We missed it by 1 point. You know what that means? We're going to go double or nothing on a pointless 3 o'clock game now. We're just going to randomly bet the under on some random first half basketball game. Here we go. Let's find one. Basketball. First half. NC State and Ohio, or North Carolina and Ohio State. Over under 74.5. Didn't somebody say to bet North Carolina in that game? North Carolina and Ohio State are getting ready to play at 3. Didn't somebody say to bet North Carolina in that game? Who's going to win, Ohio State or North Carolina? Basketball. Comes on in 5 minutes. North Carolina is a better team for sure. Okay, I believe you. It's at Ohio State. Does that matter? We're going to take North Carolina minus 1.5 in the first half. We're going to take North Carolina minus 1.5 in the first half on the road at Ohio State. That game's probably coming on TV too. I'll turn that one on. I'll turn that one on over here. We'll keep the football game on, of course, in the middle, but I'll see if this my wife. Underwear, 63 yards passing, 1 yard rushing, 27-9 loss. SYBAU. I don't know what that means. SYBAU. I don't know. I don't think I know what that is. Did you give a wrench to David Neal 22-21 as a Make-A-Wish gift, or does he always give bad takes? Ohio State are the natty champs. This is just a reminder for him. Yeah, everybody on the Patreon streams gets a wrench, so not sure. I'm not sure what y'all got going on in the comments section as far as the arguing goes, but yeah. Ohio State sucks ass, says the Brev. All right, let's see if we can find that basketball game on the other TV over there. Thanks for all you do. Thanks for watching, Dula. I sure do appreciate it. Let's see. It's coming on CBS, all right. There we go. What did I knock over now? Marcel Reed's going to be sacked on first down. Loss of about 3. 2nd and 13. They keep it on the ground. Might have gained 5, but it's going to be 3rd and long now for Texas A&M. Do 2 lost 90s get 2 asterisks? Asking for a butt guy fan. Y'all are something. I think that was an incomplete pass. Pass over the middle was caught and then dropped. They called it an incomplete pass. A&M jumped on it anyway, but the pass was incomplete. That's going to bring up 4th and 8. And it's going to be time for the most exciting 5 seconds in all of sports. A field goal attempt. They're right in the middle of the damn field. Right in the middle of the field. 8:07 to go. 35-yarder. He nailed it that time. Right down the damn middle, and we are tied up at 3. Oh, boy. That had to be the most nervous a Texas A&M fan has ever been about a field goal kick right there, wasn't it? Yeah, he nailed that one. Right down the middle. All tied at 3 with 8:03 to go in the game. And the crowd goes mild, yeah. Oh, shit. They made it. If someone wants a wrench or become a super retard, here's the Patreon link. Yeah, y'all sign up on the Patreon. I'm streaming all the games on YouTube today because, well, it doesn't matter why. But we usually stream them over on Patreon. But if you want to hang out and watch some of the better bowl games and some of the next round of the playoffs, hit that Patreon link that he just posted. Get yourself signed up. Pay woo. I don't know. We just lost a bet on that basketball game. That wasn't a pay-loo situation. And we're losing. We've got Texas A&M -3. So we need Texas A&M to score a touchdown at some point. Or we're going to lose another one. This game is hot dog water. Don't tell us what to do, Lou. Well, you already did it. Mewtwo has gifted 5 Uncle Lou memberships. Thank you, Mewtwo. Congratulations to the 5 of you that got those memberships. Which one of these teams was supposed to be Notre Dame's good loss? Yeah, I don't know. I love the Notre Dame slander. It's hilarious. Notre Dame fans have brought it on themselves, though, with the way they've acted over the last 2 weeks. So hard to feel sorry for them. James Madison beats Oregon 23-20. That would be one of the most shocking results in the history of college football. Probably the most shocking ever. Notre Dame fans think Navy could beat either of these teams. Anything can happen. King family says that would be like the AAA Braves beating the Dodgers in the World Series. Yeah. Texas Tech versus Oregon will be a brawl. That is going to be a great game. Texas Tech and Oregon. Assuming, of course, Oregon wins today, which I think we all think they will. That Texas Tech versus Oregon game is going to be really good.
Justin says, Woo is the best. Thank you, Justin. No, you're the best, Justin. You're the best. I'll take second best for today. I'll take second best. All right, all tied up at 3. There's about 8 minutes left in the game. Texas A&M has finally gotten on the board here with a field goal. Here's the kick. Fair catch called and made. That'll be a touchback. Miami will have the ball. All tied at 3. Who the hell is Michigan going to get? Great question, because it seems like everybody on their wish list has turned them down at this point. So I really don't know where they're going to turn. There was a penalty on A&M on that kickoff for offsides. And Miami is going to make them kick it off again instead of taking the 5-yard penalty. So they'll be kicking off now from the 30 instead of the 35. So Miami hoping to get a return here. That's the only reason you would back them up. You're hoping to get a kick return out of this. Let's see if they can do it. Here comes the re-kick for Texas A&M from back on their 30. And it goes into the end zone for a touchback. Miami will have the ball. 1st and 10 on their own 25. Carson Beck today, 12 of 18 for 80 yards. We are tied at 3 with 8 minutes to go in the game. Shotgun for Carson Beck. Pistol formation. Snap. Handoff. Has a hole. Gain of 15, 16 yards on 1st down across the 40 to the 41. Good looking play on the ground there to start off this drive for Miami. First and 10. Pistol formation. Play action pass. Beck in the pocket. Throws over the middle. Caught. Fumble. A&M recovers. Malachi Tony caught the ball on a crossing route, and it was ripped out by the A&M defender. And A&M jumps on it, and that is a huge, huge play in this game. Wow. What a play. Play of the game so far right there. A&M's going to take over at midfield. I need them to score a touchdown. I need him to score a touchdown here. How is Beck this bad when he can see 360 degrees? Beck didn't fumble that ball. I'll take Zach Branch over that guy any day of the week. I don't know. I think I would take Malachi Tony. I mean, I love Zachariah Branch. He's probably our best player, offensively anyway. But I think Tony's a little better. Second and 10 for Texas A&M. A shotgun for Marcel Reed. Back to throw. Looks left. Throws left. Caught. Spin move. Close to a first down. Might have got it with some help from the offensive lineman moving the pile at the end. First and 10, Texas A&M. Down around the 40. Beck looks like Napoleon Dynamite. he ain't nothing to look at, that is for sure, but Reed's going to get sacked here on first and 10 for a loss of 2. Well, loss of 1. Five and a half minutes to go. A&M taking their time now, obviously trying to bleed a lot of time off the clock if they can here. Marcel Reed with a keep. Gain of about 5. It's going to be 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8. Under 5 minutes to go now. All tied at 3. A&M with the ball on the Miami 38. 3rd and 6. Shotgun for Marcel Reed. Snap. Oh, no. Oh, no. Reed sacked, and I think they're going to get A&M for holding, which is going to knock them way out of field goal range if that's what it is. Yeah, it's against Texas A&M. Hands to the face. Miami's going to decline the penalty since there was a sack on the play. That's going to force a 4th and long on Texas A&M, and they'll probably have to punt it. Probably going to have to punt it here. Are they going to go for it? They're lined up to go for it on 4th and 9. Might just be trying to draw them off sides. It's 4th and 9 on the Miami 41. It looks like they're just killing time on the clock. They're just going to take a delay of game and punt the ball away. Let me go fill my water up. I'll be right back.
All right, there's the punt. It's going to be returned by Malachi Tony. Tackled around the 12 or 13 yard line. Not much of a return. Miami will have the ball 1st and 10 with 4:02 to go in the game. All tied at 3. Miami has 3 timeouts left. Texas A&M has 2. For those of you that are getting ready to watch the Tulane and Ole Miss game, don't forget that that game comes on TNT, not ABC. I'm turning the 3rd TV on, and I'll go ahead and turn it to TNT over there. 1st and 10, Miami. Beck in a shotgun. A handoff on 1st down. Has a hold. There he goes. 30, 35, 40, 50, 40. All the way down to the 32-yard line. A huge play from Miami on 1st down. Just a handoff right up the gut. And he got loose in the secondary and was gone. Stiff-armed a man for about 15 yards downfield, too. Huge play there for Miami. That's about a 60-yard gain, just right up the middle. Boom. Wow, huge play. Coming up on 3 minutes to go. 1st and 10 on the 30. Snap. Handoff. Falls forward for a couple of yards. 2nd down coming up now. They're in field goal range, but you know the story on that. Second and 8 on the 28. Shotgun, snap. Another handoff. Another hole. 1st down. Boy, Miami getting it done on the ground now. Another 1st down for Miami. That's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. That's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. And it's going to be 1st and 10, Miami inside the 20. Texas A&M is going to have to start using their timeouts on defense if they want any chance of getting the ball back. It is not looking good for Texas A&M right now. Not looking good for the fake service academy. Is Miami still on the We're Back list? Maybe off it soon. Not trying to. Yeah, both of these teams are on the We're Back list, so one of them's guaranteed to come off. I can't believe the home teams are about to go 0-2. I cannot believe that. The home teams are about to go 0-2 in the playoffs.
Yeah, A&M's in trouble here. They are in trouble. They're going to have to start using their timeouts and hope that they can force a field goal here. Miami versus Ohio State would be absolute fire. What a game. Yeah, it's going to come down to the wire here. It's going to come down to the wire. Nobody wants a touchdown more than the kicker. I think that's big facts there. I think that is big facts there. All right, here we go. 2 minutes to go, tied at 3. Miami with the ball, 1st and 10 on the A&M 16. They're right in the middle of the field, and my guess is they plan on staying there. Handoff right up the middle. Gain of about 3, and they keep it in the middle of the field. I bet you that's their goal as much as anything else, is just keep it in the middle of the field. Y'all hold on a second. Got ex-wife calling here. All right. 2nd and 7. You didn't miss any plays. 2nd and 7. Handoff up the middle again. Gain of about 2. They keep it in the middle of the field. Going to be 3rd and 5. Oh, no, that was some Christmas chatter there. The ex-wife. I go over to their house every Christmas morning. So we were just finalizing some things on that. Then she wanted to play the whole how you doing, what's going on thing. I told her I had to go. Ex-wife's house? Yeah. Every Christmas morning. Kids are over there. How's the lady doing? She's good. She's out of town. It was an uncontested divorce. Ohio State destroying whoever wins this game. Yeah. I mean, Ohio State will be a significant favorite for sure. And that'll be almost everybody's pick to win the game will be Ohio State. All right, 3rd and 5. A&M's got to stop them right here. I'd be surprised if we see anything besides another run right up the middle. Nope, they give it to Tony. Touchdown, Miami. They ran a jet sweep to Malachi Tony. He redeems himself from the fumble earlier and scores a go-ahead touchdown, but A&M's going to get the ball with 1:44 to go. First touchdown of the game comes with under 2 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. 9-3. The extra point will make it 10. A&M's going to have the ball with no timeouts and 1:44 to go.
That homeless Miami fan's going nuts on the sideline. You see that? They keep showing some homeless Miami fan on the sideline going nuts. Who was that? Looked homeless. Extra point is good. 10-3. Oh, that was Michael Irvin. Cadets down bad. Yeah, it's not looking good. I mean, under normal circumstances, a minute 44 is plenty of time for a team to put together a scoring drive. You know, you can stop the clock with first downs, going out of bounds, incomplete passes. The problem is it's just been so hard for Texas A&M to do anything all day. And Marcel Reed's been under pressure every time he drops back to throw. And they have to throw it now. They can't run the ball. They don't have any timeouts left, so they can't run the ball. They can't run the ball. That's the problem. So Miami knows they're going to have to throw it, so Miami can pin their ears back on that defensive line and go after the quarterback. It's going to be rough here for A&M. It would take a minor miracle for A&M to come up with a scoring drive here with everything on the line. Tony is the best thing since sliced bread, go Canes. He's been one of my favorite players to watch all year long. Tony should have stepped out. Then they could have bled the clock down to nothing and kicked the field goal. Yeah, maybe, but they're having so many problems with field goals. I don't blame him for scoring there. Michael Irvin looks like a crackhead. Yeah, he looked homeless. Him and Ed Reed. Thank you, Brian Gentry, Mio, and Charkled. Kick goes out of the end zone for a touchback, so A&M's got to go 75 yards. They've got a minute 44 to do it. What were the odds for back-to-back home team losses? Well, you would have had to bet Bama and Miami parlayed on the money line. Probably would have paid about plus 500 or 600. Because they were both underdogs. Alabama was a 1.5-point underdog. Miami was a 3-point underdog. So a two-bet parlay on those two underdogs would have probably paid about plus 500. Back to throw. Nowhere to go with the ball. Now gets rid of it to a running back out in the flat. Did he get out of bounds? Yes. He's lucky to get out of bounds there. Stops the clock with a minute 35 to go. Gain of about 7. If A&M ties the game, there's no way Miami wins after blowing this lead, says Adam, the sports guy. 2nd and 5. Pass complete for a first down and gets out of bounds again. A minute 30 to go. 1st and 10 A&M, but there's a flag down. What is this going to be? What kind of penalty is this going to be now? Referees with a long meeting. Personal foul. Roughing the passer on Miami. Wow. That's a big penalty. That moves the ball all the way up into Miami territory. That is a huge penalty. First and 10 at the Miami 48. A minute and a half to go. Caught. That was nearly intercepted. But he caught it and picked up a first down. I mean, that was a laser beam over the middle and nearly got picked off. A minute 20 to go. They're on the 34. Now he's going to take off running. A yard short that time. It's going to be 2nd and 1. The clock will keep running. They got to hurry. They're going to have to hurry.
Clock ticking. 1 minute to go. 2nd and 1. Snap. Back to throw. Dropped. Good coverage, but should have been caught. 3rd and 1 now. 53 seconds to go. Here we go. 3rd and 1. On the 24. A handoff. Gain of about 6. That stops the clock while they reset the chains with 49 seconds to go. 1st and 10. They're in the red zone. Boy, this shit is... Hey, I don't want to hear nothing about how this game ain't good now, but this shit coming down to the fucking wire. Back to throw. 45 seconds. Caught. Has room. Inside the 10. Out of bounds at the 4. Holy shit. 1st and goal at the fucking 4. And he goes out of bounds. 39 seconds still to go. Plenty of fucking time. I'm surprised Miami's not taking a timeout, to be honest. I'm surprised Miami's not taking a timeout here. Empty backfield. Quarterback draw, maybe? Out of bounds. That's no good. The ball was caught, but he was out of the back of the end zone. Yeah, that really wasn't even that close. He caught it, clearly caught it, but he was out of the back of the end zone there. That left foot, about half a yard out of the back of the end zone. But that was close. That was almost it. That was almost it. 2nd and goal from the 4. This is fucking wild, y'all. 10-3 your score. 33 seconds to go. A&M trying to tie it up. Motion. Snap. Reed back to throw. What a hit. What a hit. I think the Miami player is knocked out cold. This doesn't look good, y'all. This doesn't look good. That is a... I mean, it was a good throw, and then there was a huge collision right at the goal line that knocked the ball loose, but the Miami guy is laying on the field motionless, and it doesn't look good. Oh, no. Should be targeting, honestly. I mean, I hate it because the guy's hurt, but that's why you don't hit somebody with your head. That should be targeting. That should give A&M a 1st and goal at the 1 yard line. I hope this Miami guy's okay. But that's why you don't hit people with your head. He is sitting up on the field now. Hopefully he just got knocked out. I mean, not that that's good, but that's better than a serious injury. He's jogging off the field, so it looks like he'll be okay. Lucky not to get called for a targeting there. I don't understand the targeting rules in college football anymore. But I know if that same play happens 10 times, they call it targeting 5 times. The other 5, they don't. But that probably should have been a targeting. 3rd and goal. Here we go. 3rd and goal from the 5. 28 seconds. Snap. Back to throw. Intercepted. Game over. That was bad. He floated the ball into the middle of the end zone, into a crowd of people. I don't know. That's something you got to do on 4th down, maybe. But That throw on third down was bad. And that's going to do it. Miami's going to win. That was bad. That was bad. Wow. Why would you make that throw on? That's a dangerous throw. That's something you make on fourth down when you've got no other choice. Just throw it out of the back of the end zone. I mean, what are you? Look at throw it into a crowd of people there. Bad, bad throw. All right, Miami is going to advance. They will take on Ohio State in the, what bowl game is that? What bowl game would that be? Are they playing in the Peach Bowl? That's the Peach Bowl? Yeah, Peach Bowl. Miami, Ohio State in the Peach Bowl. Alabama, Indiana in the Rose Bowl. We'll find out about Ole Miss and Tulane coming up here in a few minutes. The game's already on over here. I'll shut this stream down and I'll start up a new stream in about 5 minutes and we'll hang out and watch the Ole Miss game.